Okay, we should be live. Let me adjust things on my end so I can actually hear myself think. Because this is full volume on my end. I have it turned down in OBS for you guys. And yeah, 1994, that was indeed just 10 years ago. The 80s were 20 years ago. I don't know what anyone else is talking about. How's it going, Crembo? But I had an itch for this. I've had an itch for this for a couple months now. So we're going to go back and play probably one of my favorite Genesis RPGs. This is Phantasy Star IV. It is... I haven't played it in a very, very long time, so I'm going to be very, very bad at it. I do have a guide just in case. Probably won't be using it for 99% of it until we get to a certain boss that I remember really screwing me over in, you know, back in the day. That would be, geez, mid-90s, because I originally played this on, oh god, Sega Channel, if anyone remembers that. Took me a minute to remember what it was called. But as far as classic RPGs go, in my opinion, at least in my nostalgia goggled viewed opinion, this was on par with Final Fantasy VI. And yes, we did beat Star Ocean yesterday for the New Year's stream. Bells, how's it going? But yeah, we beat Star Ocean 2 yesterday after a 9-hour stream. So if my voice is a little raspy, I apologize. It just was gonna be for a few days. I might take the next couple days off to let it rest, and then we'll be back on the schedule that is listed over on Twitch. Is the schedule I'm going to be trying to stick to. I will be updating that with the collab days, which should be Saturdays and Sundays with Mr. Gablin. We'll be doing the... Oh, we just finished the last 9 hours of it. It was basically everything from whenever you went to the energy need up to the end of the game. So about half, not half the game, about a third of the game in 9 hours. But yeah, we'll be doing Gablin stuff on Saturday and Sunday unless something comes up. And we'll be doing this on Tuesday through Friday. Or is it going to be Wednesday through Friday? I don't remember which. I do need a couple days to record stuff for the other channels and stuff like that and do my writing and to work on the TTRPG I'm working on, which is based on 5e. I do have a doc for all the stuff that I'm doing that's not based on 5e, but I have not, like whenever I play test it, I'm not happy with how it flows yet. So I'm having to adjust that for simplicity's sake. And we are going to have to adjust the controls in this after we start. So hopefully I remember to do that as soon as we get control of Chaz. But as far as why this is nostalgic to me, the cutscenes are permanently burned into my skull. Obsidian. Absolutely Obsidian. As far as which one I do the docs in. I have a huge ass folder for the TTRPG. I also have a couple other concept ones, such as the Haunting game that I was working on. I actually have a good chunk of that worked on, but it's not ready for release either because I haven't really gotten to the point where I'm happy with the transitions in it. And as far as the TTRPG conversion of 5e to it, that is going to be a Foundry VTT first, and then I will be moving it over to possibly its own thing, so it's going to be standalone. We'll see. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump in on this. We've got cutscenes at the start. Ta-da! Chaz, we have work to do. Hurry up and get ready. No, I don't wanna. We got to go to the academy. I love the music in this, by the way. It screams 90s game to me for some reason. And that just tickles something in the back of my brain. This is your first job since you joined the Hunters Guild. You'd better put your heart into it. So I'm not a trainee anymore? From this day on, you're a full-fledged partner. Now come on, let's go. Yay! We get to see how much slower he walks than her. Where are we off to this time? It's a bit far. We're going to Motavia Academy in the town of Piata. Ah, wow, so we're going to the town of Learning. We're going to meet Learning. I wonder what happened there. Who knows? The message said, just come. We'll get the details once we're there. Man, Alyss memories. But look how much slower his feet move than hers. It's like it takes 2 steps for his every one. I was noticing this whenever I was seeing how to change the controls. Since we're going to be there anyway, I'd sure like to tour the academy. Is that all you can think about? Get moving or I'll leave you behind. Will you really leave him behind? Are you going to leave him behind? Spoilers, yes. But I'm not going to tell you how. AW2284. Monster attacks have swelled the ranks of those who call themselves hunters, but as the attacks become ever... Shining Force is also on my list, so yeah, I played a ton of Shining Force. More frequent and powerful, an elite few begin to wonder what is behind this outbreak, and when and how it will all end. After Wumbo. Yeah, Shining Force is high on my list, but it's probably going to be a little bit later, because generally playing games from the Genesis era doesn't get much traction, so I kind of have to do them sparingly. So basically, I'll be doing this, then I'll probably be doing a Final Fantasy, and then might swing back to either Shining Force or Lufia, which is another good RPG. We ignore the ones that came out on handheld devices. Oops, I wandered around and now I've gotten separated from Alyss. I've got to find her and I've got to adjust my controls because they are going to be fecking awful. Okay, let's go with you. I think it's that one that I want. Yeah. That's the one I want. Hey, Affit. There's only 2 Genesis games, Sonic 3D and Range X. I don't know Range X. I know Sonic 3D. But I have... This is what got me addicted to Sega Channel. About a month ago, monsters began to appear in the basement, so I'm so frightened I can't even think about my research. Oh, can't you? This is the one with... I don't remember if Ney is in this one. This is the one with Riku. Sorry, not Riku, Rika. The cat girl. I think Ney is... Isn't Ney the cat girl from 3? Or am I misremembering? Like, Phantasy Star I'm not as well versed on as I am with, like, Final Fantasy, obviously, but... Am I a hunter? Why, yes. Are you here to exterminate the monsters? Yes, always. And she's going to intercept us as soon as we go over to the left. But hopefully you're having a good new year, Crembo, Affit, Bells. You're the hunter commissioned by the principal? A kid like you? Are you going to be able to handle it? I think I will. Watch me die down there. That would be hilarious. Die in the tutorial area. That's about on brand for me. Most of your Phantasy Star knowledge is 1 and online part 1. Ah. Yeah, this is... I can't remember when they got rid of the dungeon crawling aspect of it. This one's all top down. One of the New Years of all time. It is yet another new year. It is a year that is new. We survived 2025. That's what I'm going into 2026 with. Chaz, where have you been? Come on, let's go! But we have to see the principal and get the details about this. Okay, we'll get the details about the commission. But now we have... control of 2 characters. We can actually look at their statuses as well. Alyss is basically busted compared to us at the moment because she's 6 levels higher. And she's gonna be busted for a while. It's way in the back, but recently he's been acting strangely. I think he's scared of something. Is he now? There were 3 planets in the Algo solar system, but during the Great Collapse, the planet Parma was lost. Now only Desolus and this planet remain. Was it really lost? Really? Apparently, 1,000 years ago, there were ships that could travel through space. Today, the only thing we can do is view Desolus through a telescope. Just once I would love to go there. So we lost, basically... Sorry for coughing into the mic. But we lost the... ability to space travel 1,000 years ago, apparently. Largest research facility in the entire planet. She's very snarky about this. I forget if we can actually... Oh, yeah, we do actually have environmental bumps. I could not remember. I don't know if she's going to stop us from going out of the building. How rude. But yeah, this one has a decent amount of world bumps. But we can actually wander around. I don't think we can leave town. I can try real quick. Yeah, we're trapped in here now. Parents live in Milla. I'm not going to read everything out loud, but this is definitely... I think this is one of the better of the generation whenever it comes to... Yeah, there's exposition dumps, and yeah, there's a lot of people to talk to, but it's not overwhelming. I don't remember what our purchase limit is. I probably shouldn't be wasting money like this, but I do want a couple of these just as, like, safety. Nope, I don't need anything else, thank you. Yeah, the text speed, let's actually speed that up. Message, we're going to put that up to 4. The temperature right now is 83 degrees. In the middle of a desert, apparently, during the day. I don't think that's accurate. It'll do you good. Can I actually hop in there? Nope. Did something strange happen in the new year? No stranger than usual. We just live on a very chaotic Earth. And it's also where I live. A group of them jumped into that fountain. What a scene. Don't they think about being considerate to others? Wish something could be done about them. Aww. Good New Year's start. First day at work. No electricity, no lights in the warehouse. They brought you in headlights. Wow. That sucks. That sounds very familiar, though, if that's any consolation. Something suspicious about the research at the Academy? Couldn't be. Couldn't be anything suspicious at all. Suspicious at all. Did you know your company is nearly broke, but you did not think it would reopen the mines? Go get us some silver, boys. We're scrapping this building. We're getting ourselves some lithium from that ground. Get going. I do find it funny that Chaz is the voice of reason. He's going to be trying to open so many cabinets. When are the fireworks starting? Oh, that would be terrifying in a warehouse, especially depending on what you have in the warehouse. Because, yeah, if there's anything burnable, goodbye, warehouse. I've actually been at a, school books, groovy. And also psychotic bed placement in these places. But the warehouses I've worked in, I've seen some things, so I can definitely think of horrible situations. I've also worked at a place where they basically had... I'm trying to think of how to describe it without getting, like, OSHA called on them. But basically, the management there was so cheap that they took and went and bought some jumper cables for a car and were using the jumper cables to charge the floor cleaning equipment. It's me. I'm in front of my OSHA field guide guy. Yeah, I think, yeah, this guy is just panicking. Hi. Obviously, he has a portrait, so he's going to be one of ours. But yeah, it's I have seen so many things that would not pass even like basic OSHA requirements. I have to say, the fact that they gave each half of this a different trigger gives me hope for my memories not being that far off. Welcome. I am the principal of this academy. Let's see, you must be Alyssa the Hunter, and you are her assistant, Chaz. We're stuck with Chaz for the entire game, by the way. Just so if anyone gets tired of little blonde Chaz, you're gonna have to be tired of him for a while. Forgive me, but Chaz is a full-fledged partner of mine. Now, let's get down to business. Describe the situation. About a month ago, mysterious monsters started to appear within this academy. It appears that they have made the basement their headquarters. I've since closed it off. Good choice. So far, no one's been hurt, but who knows when they'll appear again. Please, I beg you to destroy all those creatures. I'd like to settle this matter discreetly. I'm counting on your reputation, Alyssa. No problem. You can rely on us! Although it's strange that all those monsters suddenly appeared in this academy. Usually monsters don't come into inhabited areas. Do you have any idea how this happened? How would I know? Stop asking questions! Just hurry and exterminate those monsters! Don't forget, I'm paying you dearly for your services. Oh, you don't say. You don't say there, Mr. Principal, who knows absolutely nothing about why these monsters are appearing in the basement filled with random research projects. No idea whatsoever. Uh-huh. Oi hoy. Good luck, I'm counting on you. Are you really? How would I know? The adult in charge. Exactly. Sorry for the squeaks real quick. I am adjusting my microphone because it started just like slipping down into the right. My setup is duct tape. I swear to God, it's duct tape WD-40 kind of levels of held together at the moment. Something smells fishy here. Is it the fish in your pocket? You shouldn't have brought the tuna with you to a desert. That principal was hiding something. Maybe he's afraid of the monsters. I think there's more to it than that. Things are starting to get interesting. Oh my. Interesting, you say? I think we do actually have different dialogue for you. Yep, we do. Why don't you go with me instead of that kid? Yep, it's the 90s. It's the 90s. But she is at least semi-reactive to it. What? You're the hunters, really? You don't think we can handle the job? No, not at all. I didn't mean that. Okay, since we have the principal's permission, let us pass. Wait, take me with you! Okay. My name is Han! I am an assistant at this academy. I work for Professor Holt, who has gone to investigate Birth Valley for his research. We haven't heard from him since, so now I am searching for the professor's whereabouts. Birth Valley? That's that mysterious place that has been called the Sacred Valley of Life. Yeah, Birth Valley. But what's the connection between the valley and this current monster scare? Well, after the investigation team led by the professor was reported missing, the principal barred everyone from entering Birth Valley. We're trying to get information as to what's going on, but he keeps evading the issue, and then this monster scare begins. I'll bet anything there's some sort of connection between these incidents. And yes, I am going to have to read this like Captain Kirk, because of the like line breaks. Is he a soloer? Possibly. It's true that there is something fishy about the principal's behavior. Given the circumstances, I feel compelled to investigate the basement myself, but come to think of it, it's a bit dangerous. Yeah, he was waiting for us to like help him. What? We'll take you with us for 100 peseta, which is just what I spent on healing items. So now we have 3 party members. Yay! And I keep pressing triangle button because I don't have my Genesis controller hooked up. I do have one. It's just not set up on the PC right now. It's set up on a different system, and I don't feel like fiddling with it. Because I have to do custom setups and stuff like that for it. So we're going with the classic one. $5 on the final boss will be named a variation of Dark Falls. Darkness Falls. Actually, wouldn't surprise me. I don't remember the name of the final boss. I know Zeo is a big one in this, but I think it's earlier. Imagine walking up to a cop near a crime scene and being like, "Bro, can I join the investigation?" That's pretty much what he did. But this is more like, we're hired killers. It's more like walking up to a bounty hunter and saying, "Can I join the bounty hunt? Can I help you hunt them down?" Okay, equipment-wise, what does Han actually have? He's got a leather band and a dagger. You've got hunt knives, and you've got a boomerang. Why? Because almost all final bosses in the franchise were Dark Falls. I need to play the first 3. I've played bits and pieces of them, like I want to say it was either the first one or the second one. I rented from it wasn't a Blockbuster, it was a local rental place. And I played a little bit on somebody else's save. I didn't save over their save. I just played through it a bit. If I remember correctly, it might have been the second one. But I played a little bit on that, and I've played the first and third, just like the first maybe hour of, and just didn't quite connect with them. I think I'd probably have a bit more luck with it now. But down we go. Into our first dungeon, and no dungeon maps. And we are just going to attack. I think we want to focus in on the 2-header because I think it does more damage. I was kind of hoping we'd both hit that one, but this is fine. Chaz failing as always. I don't think we really have too much to worry about in here, and I don't think... Oh, I remember how it does the... Ooh. I shouldn't have bought all the monomates. We're going to end up having to get rid of some of them. I think it does auto jump to the next target. But it might be by group as well. Like I said, it has been a long time since I played this. Look at all this dust. I can't read the titles on these books. And I keep forgetting, it doesn't have bump, it has slide. Whenever you go up to something, if there's an opening near it, you won't turn up. You'll just go to the area next to it. So you end up sliding over to it. Well, there's his fee gotten. And by the end of this, 100 Meseta will be nothing. Things will start costing thousands. Ooh, antidote. I forget if any of these actually have anything. I don't remember if this... I think there's some crates and stuff that do. I don't think any of the bookshelves do. I could be misremembering. I do find it weird that Chaz is the only one that has like a slow walk cycle. What's this? I'm not wasting time. I'm trying to look at it. What is it? What is this? It's broken. We're just like, what is it? I think we see the problem here. I don't think we can get a random attack down here. But we do have a boss. Command. I think Foy is the attack. Shift is, if I remember correctly, evasion. I can check real quick. Yeah, cleaning the cellar. Yeah, he's just a... Oh, we didn't actually level up our characters. That's going to be kind of rough. But I don't think he's really weak to anything. Oh, you have Vortex, don't you? Yeah. Yeah, you do. So, yeah, have her do that. And yeah, he has... They both actually have healing. We shouldn't be too bad off with that. Yeah, you have that. And if I remember, vision increases accuracy. Yeah, we beat Star Ocean yesterday. It was part of just rushing through that. It was a 9-hour stream. Which I had a lot of fun doing, but it is extremely exhausting. So I'll probably take tomorrow and Sunday off and then do the normal streams next week. I just wanted to do this one because memories. Oh, and he does jump to the other group. Sweet. So this should be our last vortex, and then we kill this off. See, that wasn't a bad boss fight. If I remember correctly, you can sit there and grind those guys for extra XP. We didn't get, like, the best ending for everybody. If I do a Reina New Game Plus, I will probably actually try for some of, like, the different endings. We'll, of course, get the characters we didn't get to see before. And after that, any other endings I go for are probably going to be off camera. Your swing is too slow. Yeah, he missed his first attack whenever we came down here. But we destroyed the monster with my help, of course. Yeah, you did all the work on that monster. You guys just kept the crap off of you guys. Excuse me. I'm kind of positioned in a way where I can't really hit my stream deck easily, so I'll have to deal with coughing today. I'm rearranging things. Now, Han, come over here. What is this? These? Hey, are you by any chance breeding monsters? Why, yes, we are. If that's the case, this monster business is no mystery after all. I don't know anything. It's the first time I've been in this room. I've only just learned that such a thing exists at the Academy. Really, it's the truth. I believe you for now. The principal must know about these containers. He must also know the connection between this and the disappearances of Professor Holt. Let's see the principal again. Come on, Chaz! Don't leave me alone! We're gonna leave you alone. Really, I'm surprised we didn't get more attacks in here. I seem to remember the encounter rate being significantly higher. But, yeah, for the most part, the enemies here aren't going to do enough damage to really justify frustrations. State, how are we looking on XP, by the way? Next is 1200. You're 18. You're 25. So you're going to level up first. I forget if they have different scaling XPs. Alyss is unknown age. We're already sitting at an average age higher than our Star Ocean team. I'm going to miss having Alyss in the party later, by the way. Spoiler, the high-level character you start with that carries you through the beginning of the game, you don't get to keep them. I mean, that's a JRPG trope at this point. I'm going to go ahead and get one more level while we're down here. Just to get it out of the way. Shouldn't be too hard to do, because we have... Yeah. I just want to get up to level 3. But yeah, I enjoyed going through Star Ocean 2. I have enjoyed... Actually, I've enjoyed all the games we've gone through so far. As far as the nostalgia bait games. I've enjoyed all of them so far. Some more than others, of course, but... And I have engaged with them differently than I used to. You don't believe me? Next you're going to say this is a sci-fi game? Nah. This is a purely normal fantasy game. We'll never travel to another planet. We'll never get giant machines and stuff or deal with mecha demons or anything like that. Never. That reference to like 1,000 years ago we could go between the planets, never going to come up again. Ever. No chance whatsoever. There's Chaz's level up. I want to get one for Han as well. So probably one more fight if I had to guess. I forget how XP is split in this. As long as Alyss is taking most of the hits, we're fine. And if I remember correctly, it is weighted towards the center person. There he goes. He's learned what? What? Just insert that meme here. What? Likely a franchise having a different... As likely as the franchise having a different main antagonist than Dark Falls. A person from 2,000 years ago. No equip. Oh yeah, I can't unequip this stuff, so I can't like swap things around just yet. We can, if I remember correctly, Han can dual wield as well. But I don't remember for certain. And yeah, I will be using the monomates in near future. Just because we have excess of them. I think we do get another cutscene here. What's wrong? You seem upset. Were you able to defeat those monsters? Yes, but there's something I want to ask you. What? Is it just my imagination that I saw some strange things in the basement? Ah. Stop beating around the bush. Someone keeps information from me. Is the 6th most dangerous thing in this world. All right already. I'll tell you what I know. You are aware of the recent outbreak of a new breed of monster. Oh yes, thanks to the outbreak, I'm not hurting for work. 3 months ago, Holt identified Birth Valley as the origin of the outbreak, and he went to investigate. He says he discovered the remains of an ancient and advanced civilization. The investigation team brought back the monster breeding capsules and immediately set forth in their second investigative mission, but not one of them came back. Yeah, that's right, Han. And despite all this, you didn't send out a rescue team and banned entry to Birth Valley. No. I was trying to send out a rescue team, but something happened. At that moment, a man who called himself Zio appeared before my eyes. Zio, I've heard of him, that fake magician. Ah, my dear principal of Motavia Academy, how are you doing? Who are you? My name is Zio. Zio the Black Magician. Black Magician? What is this, Yu-Gi-Oh all of a sudden? Says you can't remove Alex's equipment before she quits the party. You can. You don't necessarily want to, but you can. Do not intrude on Birth Valley. Oh, what do you mean? In the future, if you ever let anyone set foot in Birth Valley, let me make something clear. There is no need for you to go to Birth Valley. It's related to the research team, so that's why Birth Valley's situation wasn't announced. And also why you tried to keep a lid on the monster situation. But what is this all about? Remains of an ancient advanced civilization and Zio? Seems like these are signs of something to come. I need to help the professor. I'm going to Birth Valley. Psst, Han. This is egg-laying season for sandworms, so be careful. Alice? We'll tag along for 300 meseta plus expenses. Ah, deal. Birth Valley is the northeast. Let's hurry. I summon Zio in attack position. Exactly. I know. What? I know your real name, Adam. Madam? But now we get to go to Birth Valley. And hello, welcome to Phantasy Star IV. Doing all right, Leyland? I don't think Adam is actually watching. Funny. Let's see. So now we get to leave. Not a rebuke, so you're probably right. What? Sure, my name's Adam. Without a doubt. I know where we're supposed to go. I'm gonna, like, see if we get any random encounters out here. Let's go with... Oh, yeah, we should probably have rested now that I think about it. The fights out here are a little bit... not hard, but harder than they were in the basement. And we don't want Han going down. So I'm going to res on you, and you are going to res on yourself just to heal up. But yeah, let's go ahead and actually take a quick nap in here. I don't remember if it's expensive in here. Yep, have a stay. I don't usually use inns, but it recovers our spell and stuff like that, so we can actually focus down bad targets. And also, I think we can save, yeah, in the overworld. I think we can save in towns, too. I forget what restrictions there are on saving in this, but... But yeah, Alice is going to be easily one of the strongest ones. But yeah, as far as my name goes, just as a note, there's literally like one person online that knows my real name. I use a fake name everywhere, and more people call me by the fake name than by the real name. So it is what it is, because that's what it is. And that's generally something I recommend to anybody who is new to doing YouTube or anything like that. Only time you ever need your real name is on contracts. Alan! Alan! Now I have that meme stuck in my head. Why is that list minimized? I'm gonna go ahead and open that up. It's like, oh, that's getting a message from something I don't care about. Okay, so we should be able to buy weapons here. And if I remember correctly, Monomates restores HP. I think it restores double digits, but I don't remember if it's 50 or 20. Suppose I could go look. I think this actually has the data on it in it. It does not. Interesting. Cute. This is our newly built sandworm ranch. What do you think? Isn't it great? Attract a lot of tourists. Oh god. Not the sandworm. I remember the sandworm. Your dream is to someday call someone by a random name that, like, you knew it was their name and turns out to be their real name. That's not hard to do. The way you should probably do it, this requires not necessarily doxing or anything like that, but more just realizing where people are from. You can actually narrow it down quite a lot, especially if you know, like, their general age. You can just go to one of those lists and it'll show you. This is if you're doing it online. If you're doing it in person, not going to work out as well. But yeah, you just go by the most popular names by the rough years. And you'll actually have a reasonable chance of getting it. I really don't remember if any of these jars actually have anything in them. I don't think they do. Strange religion is becoming popular. It's being spread by a man dressed in black. What did they say his name was? Oh yes, Zio. Oh, now he's a cult leader, not just a weird magician. Sweet. I sweep, but the sand keeps blowing. I'm sick and tired of this. Aw. Yeah, the desert is expanding. Why are deserts expanding in, like, all JRPGs, by the way? Then go to a village called Zima. Zima is northeast of here, but recently it's been rumored that there's no sign of any people. Maybe they all fled that night. Okay, cool. They destroyed the light alcoholic beverage. If you could read people's minds, you'd talk to random people in the street and pretend you were an old high school buddy of them and pretend to be hurt because they don't remember you. Aw. If I could read people's minds, I'm not sure what I would do. That would actually be kind of for me. But yeah, we can actually get upgrades for people here. But I'm not sure how adamant we are on them. Leather shield. I don't think we really care about... Let's see. Crown, band. Yeah, they each have their different type of armor. And leather shield. What do we actually have equipped at the moment? Crown, cloth, and boomerang. Hunt knife, leather. And yeah, he's already got both the other leathers and a leather shield. And I forget if the sword is stronger than dual knives. But it is going to be cheaper for us just to get him a steel sword. Let's see. Okay, so we got that. And we buy 2 slashers, I believe, because I think she can dual wield them. I'd probably actually... That'd be very effective as a lawyer to be able to read minds, now I think about it. Imagine giving mind reading abilities to an autistic introvert. I mean, I'm undiagnosed ADHD introvert, which would be about as bad. I'm symptomatic, but have been symptomatic for a huge chunk of my life. But the last time I had access to affordable mental health care was when I was a teenager. And that was only one diagnosis. And it wasn't ADHD at the time, because ADHD was not very commonly diagnosed back then, especially if there were... I'm trying to remember the term for it. not complicating, but comorbidities. There we go. Yeah, if there were comorbidities, they didn't diagnose it back then. You are going to get both the hunt knives, even though that hurts your defense, because offense is king. There we go. Now we shouldn't have any problems. Go and sell some stuff. What would you like to sell you? No, we're not going to sell you the monomates. Yeah, I keep forgetting that it's one of those that I have to wait for the dialogue to finish before I can do anything. Leather shield. And I don't remember how many pages. I think it's 3 that we get. There's people of every generation that are that way, unfortunately. For me, I am basing it off of DSM-5 criteria and the fact that I did study psychology when I was in university. But I won't say that I am diagnosed. I will explicitly say that it is undiagnosed, but likely. Because it's not dangerous to self-diagnose unless you start. There's certain situations where you don't want to say yada yada, I have blah blah blah, like ADHD. If you start trying to self-medicate for that, that's when you start entering problems. Whenever you do things in your life to make it easier for you to deal with the symptoms, that is fine. That is 100% valid. It's whenever you start trying to medicate or get other people to do something for it that it becomes an issue. Like, I'm not going to expect somebody to compensate for my personal issues with it unless it's something like super easy that doesn't infringe on their space. Like, hey, don't distract me while I'm in the middle of work is a good example of something people could do that is a valid request, even if you're not diagnosed. Because that can just be a preference that, hey, this is my line, please don't cross it. But if I started, like, demanding, hey, can you give me this, this, and this while I'm doing my work, and this costs hundreds of dollars to the company, then I might want to go get a diagnosis first. Ta-da! Ow. Ow. Yay, Chaz leveled up and you learned Sue. I don't remember which combos to use, because there's like broken-ass combos that exist in this game. Let's save, yes. And I can't have 100 saves anymore. I can only have 3. Actually, I can only have technically 1, because I'm on emulator. Which means I actually have to click over here to get it to recognize. Yeah, save states. Not going to be playing this from original hardware. That is, I do not feel like modding that crap. They've turned into stone. Whatever will we do? I don't know what we'll do. Steal everything from them? Hi, what's in your basement? Hi, children. I saw a mean man wearing black clothes. Mommy said to hide here. What's going on outside? Mommy, Daddy, where? Man, we should take those children back to some place where they could be safe. And yeah, I don't think there's anything we can do in town here yet. And I don't think there's... Oh, yeah. That's one thing that's going to get me, is it bouncing me around a corner like that. So we've got weapon shops, we've got all kinds of other stuff. I think we have to go get super soft. For those of you wondering, that's a reference to Final Fantasy IV. And she might one-shot these guys now. Nope. Ow. Well, I guess we're using the monomates. There he goes. Thank you for leveling up, Han. HP. Okay, so yeah, it's 40 to 50. Chaz, I'm not as worried about taking damage in this. Carbon shield, probably won't use. I will be using the monomates, but... Okay, so you... And if I remember correctly, there is... I think it's Saner Foy is the combo? Or is it Saner Sue? I think it's Saner Foy. See, easy enough to beat these guys. Ta-da! Murder! Destruction. And I do actually have a hard out today at 4 hours, just a heads up. It's one of those things like, I actually have to leave then. Okay, so we've got stairs. We don't take stairs until we're sure that we are done in an area. And those 4 packs are free XP. Because we got her 2 boomerangs. And I think for a long while, she's still going to be our fastest character, so she's always going to get those big AoEs at the start. I don't remember if she's going to be the first attacker against most of the enemies or not. I think she is. Ow. Oh, look, we replaced our monomate. Do I actually want to bother healing Chaz right now? Yeah, I'm going to use up the one that's at the bottom. I don't think we can actually rearrange stuff. Yeah, I don't think we can. So we want to be using the stuff that we don't want last first. Okay, once she gets down to about 20, I'll probably heal her. This one's... If they hit Han, it's gonna hurt. Otherwise, we don't care too much. And everyone's now fast enough to outpace them, at least. Yeah, Han's the only one that actually takes real damage. Everyone else should be taking 1 or 2 from most things. Chaz might take like 4 or 5 from some enemies. Carbon suit is an improvement. And I forget if Han he can. Yeah, there we go. So now he's actually got better defense than... Yay, Chaz. So now he's not going to be garbage. I also find the Tears of the Kingdom? No. Tears of Weapons in this to be intriguing. Professor Holt! On Earth, an ancient curse? Yeah, it's totally an ancient curse, not the wizard that claimed to have turned them to stone. I can't believe someone is able to cast such a spell in this day and age. Isn't there any way to restore them? I've heard that a medicine called Alshline is able to turn stone back to flesh. Or can we find it? I heard about it some time ago in a Matavian village. We're talking some time ago. Which Matavian village? It's the village of Molcom, which is far south of here. All right then, let's get going. You devil! Charging me out the ass for this! I mean, we are kind of putting our life on the line for the cost of less than a sword. So maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe, possibly. And yes, I do have an ad coming up, so I will just be... I'll probably grind through it. If I... At least until we get to, like, the edge of the next village. Because that's going to just be a better for us. Bonk. Not quite. Because, yeah, then I don't have to worry about triggering an event while the ad is running. Although we might not even get to that village before the ad ends. It's only 3 minutes. And yes, I do run ads 3 minutes every hour. I can't speak for their rate on YouTube. YouTube has implemented a new scheduled one, but the scheduled times that they have for it are absolutely awful. Because they have an undisclosed length of ad break every 30 minutes is the longest gap you can put between them. So I just have it on automated, so it's going to, instead of doing them at scheduled intervals, it's going to let you just have them based on your ad tolerances according to them. So, at least on Twitch I can set it to like, it's an hour and here's 3 minutes. So for 57 minutes, there's nothing to worry about. We're definitely getting good money from this. Item, let's go ahead and monomate Alyss. Here's the ad. We're not going to go in there just yet. We're just going to fight things around here until... Oh, God. Yeah, the guy on the right is the real threat here. Alyss can tank these other idiots. But that guy actually does damage. I don't think these guys are going to do more than a little bit to each person. Yeah, 1 to Chaz. I may have to start using some res, but that's fine. Let's go tech. I will use it on him. How much does that heal? About 30. That's actually fine. But yeah, we'll circle around it until the ad's done. Yes, this is our next village. Command, you are actually going to do a vortex. And you guys are going to focus in on this one. Mainly because this shit hurts. And then we should be able to just kill them off like this. Yeah, there we go. Caterpillar guys, not a threat. And yes, most of our grinding is going to be just while the ads be running. Are we looking okay on health? Yeah, we're looking fine. I'm just hoping we don't get more encounters like that one, because that's going to use up my resources. As we get that exact same encounter again. Ouch. Okay, command, go ahead and vortex this guy. Oh, and we got ambushed. That's unpleasant. Okay. I'm glad we put that ceramic armor on Han, though. He is just not cutting it right now. This fight has been rough. She do be doing garbage. 2 misses in 1 battle? Yuck. Let's go ahead and see how we're looking. You are a little bit from 8. In fact, yeah, that's not terrible. Yeah, she's going to get 8 about when they get 6. And our health-wise, we're doing okay. If we get crit on Han, it might suck a little bit. Oh, new enemy. Actually, mildly tough enemy. Let's go for you. Let's use up some of our abilities real quick. See how they look. Ouch! That guy was not worth it. Oh yeah, it's tech. There we go. On. Cast healing, please. And probably heal yourself as well. That should be good, and we're done with the ads, so let's go ahead and go in. Welcome to Molcom. Just leaving that floating there for a minute. It's a well. I don't think we get encounters in here, thankfully. Who is this random person waiting in the distance? Who could it be? Except for a character that is on the literal cover of the game. And is very much like Merlin of this. Rune? Hey, Alyss, long time no see. You know this guy, this blue-haired freak? From a long time ago. Is Shorty here your current companion? He's still a kid. Watch what you say. Stop it, you two. More importantly, Rune, what's going on? It's all the handiwork of Zio. But the person turned the people of Zima into stone is also... Well, your brain seems to be working a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't go that far. My brain never works. You. Cut it out. Seems that everywhere we go, it's always Zio. Who is this Zio? Not sure. With the town destroyed, how are we going to find Alshline? You're looking for Alshline? In that case, you'd better go to Tenno. Let's see. From here, it's kind of far. First, travel east to the village of Krupp. And from there, if you go north, you'll find a valley that leads to Tenno. We don't have to pass by Krupp, do we? Let's just head straight towards Tenno. Alyss, I haven't decided yet. I'm going to invite myself to join your group. Haha! I've got some business there too. We'd enjoy your company. Good, we're all set. And Shorty, try not to get in the way. I keep calling him Shortly instead of Shorty. He's trying to insult me and I'm just mispronouncing it. Stop calling me Shorty. My name is Chaz. That's what you said your name was, right? What a stupid name. Alyss, I think he's going to be more trouble than he's worth, no? You already have. I'm a little uneasy about our destination. Oh, he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to go east, but now we have 4 party members. And look at how strong Rune is. God dang. Too bad if I remember correctly, his defense is absolute ass. No, it's 34. I think Alyssa's is only 18. Yeah, it's still higher than everybody else's. There we go. Although I should probably, given our current state of defense, put Chaz at the back. And I think you have, yeah, Hinas and Ryuka. And then you have no skills. Yeah, we don't have any out of battle ones for them. That's what it is. It does like front-loading us with some fairly strong units. So we need to go east to the village he doesn't want to go to, which is this one. I don't think there's ever any fast travel. There is vehicle travel, though. Ow. But yeah, we definitely want Rune to be our tank for the time being. I think the next character we get is Grizz, if I remember correctly, and then we swap somebody else out for Rika. Han, it's Han, you've come home? Oh, God. This is why he doesn't want to come. It's home. Home, sweet home. And I forget if there's, like, some reason not to come here. Do I want to bother resting? Probably not. Also, speaking of which, let's check equip. Rune. I don't think anybody else can equip canes. I do think we have a weapon and armor shop here as well. Coming from the west, I wonder if there was a big fire somewhere. Why, yes. It was an entire village burning down. Congratulations. You were partially observant. Okay. So circlets can be on Han. So if we went back and got a leather thing, we could put it on Rune and take his circlet. Just start stripping him down. Carbon crown is Alyss. Carbon helm is Chaz. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just buy upgrades. We can grind for money if we want to. It's not terribly time-consuming compared to some other games in the era. And I will go ahead and get a circlet as well. I don't think I'm going to get the crown. At least not yet. Equip Han. Circlet is 1 point better. It's still better than nothing. Jazz, go ahead. Carbon suit. Carbon helm. Alyss is actually a little bit low right now. So I actually think I should get her the carbon helm. Carbon crown or whatever it is. Could give you carbon shield just as a guard, but nah. No sense in like just straight up downgrading them. What would I like to sell? Carbon shield, yes. I don't think there's anyone we're forced to use a shield with, but we will probably be using it later. And things sell, if I remember correctly, for half, so it's not terrible here. And leather band. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get her a carbon crown. Why not? We have the money to spare, so equipping her up is not going to be a terrible thing. And she's going to be with us for a while. We won't see her go away this first session or probably even second session. So getting her a little tankier is not terrible. I should probably get her some armor as well now I think about it. So we'll go ahead and get carbon suit for her as well. Sadly, I think that What's-His-Face is the only one that can equip mantles. Unless I am misremembering. There's no sense in swapping that out. So 34, 28, 19, and 27. So Han is going to get moved to the back. Rune, Alyss, Chaz, then Han. Always want Rune in the front to take the hits. Way more life, way better armor for now. What do I like to sell? Everything I'm not wearing. And we're going to keep the antidotes for a while, because if I remember correctly, there is a poison situation coming up. Do I need anything else? Nope. I could use some of the money back, but eh. If I remember correctly, this is the weapons? Nope. You sure have some gall to step into this house. You don't help the family business, you just study. What use is that? Wow, the whole planet is in serious danger. I want to help with the power of science. Good to see you home. Your pa goes on like that, but he's really very proud of you. I know, Ma, but I feel he doesn't sound proud. That's not even like remotely proud. That is, I am insulting you and calling you an idiot for studying. That he has completed that a rural place like this is able to sell such splendid weapons. It doesn't sell weapons, though. It sells armor. If you sold me weapons, I would actually be stronger. Oh, and that's out of the village. I don't remember if there's anything else for us to really do in here yet. There's the item shop. I highly doubt the item shop has anything. Item that can use Ryuka and Henas. I think Ryuka is out of the dungeon? Yeah, the Phantasy Star thing, just as a heads up, kind of convoluted with the spell name. I'm just going to bring up spells. Where are you hiding? There we go. There's the list. Thank God. Okay, so damage techniques, no. Status infliction. Oh, it's sorted by what they do. Thanks, game. Thanks. I could just use, like, you know. Teleport to a visited town only used outside of combat, and Henas is out of the dungeon. Okay, it's Escapipe and Telepipe, so it goes wherever you need to go, and then... And of course... Chaz gets both of those, so we don't really need to worry about it. After all, being a child of that mother. Only your son was as bright as Han. Wow. I do always wonder, like, in games like this, whenever they're setting out the floor plan, what were they intending this to be? This is an issue that you run into a lot with... Let's see, even modern games. So it was really bad back in the pre-PS1 era, and sometimes even then. You just have these little alcoves to nothing. And I will never understand what those are for. Seiya! Hi. Han, you've come home. I'm so happy. I've missed you, Seiya. Let me introduce you to everyone. This is my fiance, Saya. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Saya. Saya teaches children here in her home. Wow, I'm impressed. Oh, no, it's about the only thing I'm capable of doing. Melissa and Chaz are hunters. They're assisting me in my task. Oh, it's a difficult job, isn't it? Thank you for taking care of Han. Now, don't you worry. Everything will be okay. But if anything were to happen to you, Saya... Han. Aww, they're in love. Oh, you two guys. Oh, you guys. I don't want to miss a thing Saya is teaching. Yeah, they love their teacher. I mean, she's already promised. I mean, I don't know if polyamory is a thing in this world. If it is, that would be a thing. Aw. Also, you probably shouldn't date students, just as a heads up. That's morally and ethically questionable. I think the recent environmental disaster was deliberately caused by someone. I mean, you could be right, child. You could be right. Look, a picture of Han. Aw, she's got a picture of him. Otavia, the present and the future. Let's see if the kitchen is clean. Yay. I bet you wish you had a Saya in your life. Man, hopefully nothing bad happens to this place. See that little island and the big lake near here? The building on that island has been called Soldier's Temple since long ago. Once I swam over there, but there were monsters all over the place. It was frightening and I came rushing home. Okay, old man. Whatever you say. Like there, it was crafted by a meteor that struck the planet. Crater filled with water long ago. Unbelievable, huh? Not really. I mean, meteors do a lot of things. So do ducks. There's nothing interesting there. They're ducks! Whack, motherfucker. Bow wow. What a pig this dog is. Never stops eating. It's a fat little dog. Fat doggy. Nothing wrong with the fat dog. And yes, we are saving our resources. That's why I'm attacking instead of doing other crap. But now we shouldn't take too much damage from like anything. Han might. But being fourth means that he's going to be targeted the least. That's why we put Rune up front. At least if I'm remembering correctly, this has a targeting priority. Did Chaz just beat Alyss on the initiative roll? What? Ta-da! Victory! With minimal damage. Are we looking on next level with you guys? 200... 8,000 for freaking Rune. Okay. So they'll all get levels relatively soon. I don't remember what's to the east of here. I'm gonna do this real quick. Oh, I remember. We need a machine to go across that. And this leads... That's where we land. And then this should be back up north to the whatchamacallit. The lake. Han's home. Ta-da! And yeah, those mantis things are scary as hell until you get new armor. That's why I was like, oh crap. We're running across them early. Yeah, see, it's just back to that. I don't think there's anywhere else for us to wander over here. Yeah, that was just down to the landing spot. But yeah, we have less to worry about these guys now. I think they still can deal multiple damage to Han. But it's going to be one to everybody else. Defense is not busted in this game, but it is important, especially early on. And now we're starting to get that random encounter rate up. I don't remember this one being too obscene with it, but I do remember it being frequent enough to be tough. And if I get hooked on this, by the way, I might try to speedrun it. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go for, like, world record or anything like that, but I might try, like, following a speedrun technique on it at some point, if I get hooked again. The entrance is blocked. No sweat. This should be a cinch. Everybody stand back. Flaily! You! He's got magic. Shall we go? That heart he just used, I've never seen it before. The technique's different, too. I'm not surprised you've never seen it before. This is what they call magic. See, we've got our own light magician. Welcome to Valley Maze. A very creatively named place. Oh yeah, I think these guys poison you. It's either these or when we encounter a little bit further in. So we will need to stay on top of healing a little bit. Oh yes, I keep thinking skills are our spells. It's tech. Okay, that's good enough. I don't want to worry about getting them maxed out, just enough that they don't die in a single hit. They're giving us a bunch of antidotes. What are we gonna do? Oh, carrion crawlers. We don't want to use up our vortexes. I think that increases our accuracy, but I don't remember for sure. I need to probably look. Oh no, arrows remove sleep, so that was absolutely useless. Never mind. What spells do you have? There's Foy, there's what? Graw is what? Damage to all enemies. So yeah, Graw is the one that we want to be using. There we go. Of course, we do have limited mana, so I only want to use it on enemies that are going to be kind of irritating. Because I don't think I have TP recovery at the moment. Yeah, actually, I know I don't have TP recovery at the moment. We have freaking monomates and antidotes. If I remember correctly, there's dimates and stuff like that that heal more. Oh, we do recover it on resting, but that's not really possible in caves. Crosscut, sweet. So now we have a good single target damage on him. These guys are not a threat, so I'm gonna just go like this. Yeah, pretty much the crawlers and the pink guys are the only ones that really hurt right now. So we don't want to waste resources on anybody else. Okay, learned Anti on Han, I believe. And there should... Oh, there's not a chest over here. There is nothing interesting here. And yes, I will be checking every room because I don't have a map for this. I am literally just exploring. So if I miss anything, holler. I know that there's probably people watching who know a lot about the game. Hey, Daladon. Welcome to a game that I chose because I wanted to play it. I've been having an itch for this for a few months. How are you doing? How's your new year treating you? Apparently your sub has run out because your card still hasn't arrived and the details were stolen. No! It shows you still subbed. At least on my end, it does. I appreciate the support. We're gonna graw these guys. But how is the new year treating you? This must be a Masteka. Hopefully the card arrives soon and they've gotten everything squared away for you. It's good, you think, but it was rough having no card for Christmas and New Year's? Yeah, I can imagine. It's never a fun situation to be in. Not able to, like, access your money at all. Well, not access your money easily. I have been there, just not for the same reasons. Do I bother with that? No, you're just gonna attack. We're gonna actually use Zen, Sue, a Watt. Apparently, they closed all the Danish post offices, so only delivery is with a subpar contractor that does parcel deliveries. Ugh. Hopefully that's just like a temporary closure. Like for the New Year's and stuff, or is it them downsizing in the region or something? Because that second one would suck. So naturally, you can't get into your apartment building, not even to deliver a note saying, oh, we couldn't deliver your card, so we took it to a postal shop in a supermarket. What? It sounds like, if I'm going to go by how they behave here, which isn't always a good indicator, it sounds like somebody didn't want to do deliveries at the apartment complex and just dropped them all off there. It's like, I don't feel like going to like 10, 20 different locations in here. I'm just gonna drop them off at the drop-off. Here, in some apartments, they'll literally just throw them on the ground in front of the mail slot, so you really have to be on top of it. At one apartment I lived in, they literally threw it just on your doorstep, didn't knock, did nothing. And I had so many things stolen because that's the same place where somebody got hit by a drive-by just across the street. So, yeah. It is ridiculous. Redonkulous, even. This cave does not seem as scary as it was when I was a kid. I remember this cave being arduous. I'm pretty sure this is the last little stretch of it. So maybe I was just a dumb child and this was easy the entire time. You just had rough times. So you're just here to listen to you a bit so you can rest normally. Understandable. Well, hopefully it is a relaxing stream. Hopefully things improve and hopefully we get some more levels up. Status. You're still 7,600 away, 1,400 away. Well, Chaz and Han aren't too far off. Feels like Han is falling further and further behind, but I think it's just when I happen to look at that. Yeah, we're already out. That does not seem like it was nearly as hard as I remember it being. I might turn up the music for this one. I swear the music in this game is so great for Genesis. Hey, how did you get in here? We came through the alternate way. Yeah, we'll stay. We want to get our stuff restored. Technically, if I was trying to be optimal, I would go out and burn all my mana just to justify it and then come in and rest, but eh. Yep, it's a relaxing stream as the snoring comes through. It's all right. Hey, Sleepwatching is valid. I sleepwatch podcasts for background noise. And then I come back, what I do, this is so stupid. On my like super cheap ass laptop that I've mentioned a million times that I got for less than $100. I think it was like 60 something if I remember correctly. I can never remember exactly how much I paid for it. Less than a dish set worth of it for the laptop. I have that sitting next to my bed, and I'll just put on the podcast that I have going when I'm working on the computer, on my like main computer, and just let that run at night. And then I come back to my main computer and watch from where I initially was starting to go to sleep. So my computer is my bookmark, and the laptop is playing the exact same thing, but yeah. But I'm not paying attention to it. It's just background talking, which I find relaxing. I have been on a IO kick lately. Though, if anyone's wondering what I've been watching, I am watching Arcane Academy right now. I went back to their first one because I watched their Lost Minds of Phandelver one, and then was like, I want to watch more of this. So I jumped onto that, and that has a god-awful amount of episodes. Heard about what's going on in Molcom? They could have chosen a less unfortunate name for this place. I didn't realize that as a kid. IO. I can get their full channel name. Let's go to... because I think I still have the window open. Wrong one. Then this one. World of IO. Yeah, the Raccoon Wizard DM. I am a Tomato fan. Tomato's not in this one, but... the old guy in Insane as Grey Wolf. I have not seen that one yet. I saw him in Minds of Phandelver as Gargonzola, and I'm trying to remember the old guy. I can't remember his name for some reason. The tiefling. And I've seen the first... well, not the first episode, but a little bit of their beta testing of their new IO game. He's a little goblin dwarf mix that is basically co-DMing with the... oh, I do know who that is. It is, he's the dwarf, and he gets replaced by the blonde hair guy. The dwarf with hair. It's a lot. Yeah, I've seen shorts of that. And I've seen one episode of it because I clicked on the little link in the short. If I start doing DMing, I'm probably going to try and do it in a way that... yeah, you have to remember which one's which. Do I want Cure Prowl? We'll take one. The Silk Rope Merchant is a hoot. I will eventually get around to that one. Okay, so we have Titanium now. We don't really have enough to get everyone Titanium. It becomes a question. I'm going to see if we have a weapon store first. There it is. Yeah, titanium daggers, titanium sword, slasher, and titanium slasher. But yeah, enjoying that one. It's great fun. You're watching the airship naming one at the moment, but that's another group. You saw so much of that clip, you had to watch the whole of it. That's Pathfinder 2e. I haven't gotten to play 2e yet. I probably should. I should probably pick up the SRD for it. Or the Pathfinder equivalent. Their open version and try it out. It is available on Foundry, which was my little Christmas gift to myself. Had to pop my nerve out of my shoulder socket there. Welcome back, Kulasa. Fight with a slippery slope. Oh no! Are you okay, Affit? Put the clip on Discord and memes. I will check it out after the stream. Titanium Slasher. Yes, I will buy 2 of them. Weapons, while in my opinion, are more important than armor, unfortunately. And we'll get 2 Titan Daggers for Han. You can sell the other things down there. Hurting all over, but you're fine? Ouch. Those slippery slope arguments can be dangerous. The ground always wins. And you can't even get back at it because it is an inanimate object. One character keeps naming the other things like Titanic, Salem Express, and Admiral Slocum. He is not having a good time. Oh, God. I think I have seen... I don't think it's probably the same meme, but I have seen another group kind of go through that argument. Your breakfast, on the other hand, you can destroy. Destroy the breakfast! Oh, wait. Your breakfast was probably destroyed by the fall, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Affit. I hate losing food. I hate wasting food. That is something that is actually, over my years, has become an odd fault for me, I think. I will eat stuff that is either A, just not good for me, or B, that is very borderline. I won't feed it to other people. I'll eat it myself. But just because I hate throwing away food, and it actually makes me feel kind of like a bit of a wretch if I, like, in my stomach, if I do throw away food. Economy, your dude, it makes it even worse to throw away stuff. But the thing is, I've been this way since... God. I want to say... It wasn't the earliest of the 2000s. I've always felt like a little bit weird throwing away food, even when I was younger. Like, if I buy something, I'm going to eat it all. But I think it started getting bad around 2010, 2012, somewhere around there. Now, instead of 3 sandwiches, you have a breakfast poutine. Ooh. Oh, breakfast poutine. Sounds so good. Now you're going to just make me jealous. You know that, right? It's got the 2 best things in the world, potatoes and cheese, my guy. Is that way until the day you figured out week-old salmon could be saved if you made it into a stew? Yeah, I make things into other stuff a lot. Like, I'll use beans for 9 different things, but... I hate throwing away food. One thing I have gotten better about is, and this was just for like a year or two, whenever I was like, anxiety was through the roof, depression was through the roof, all that kind of stuff. I would actually, instead of letting something go out of date, I would sit there and eat the whole thing in one day, and that was like way too many. Calorie spoiler, you had food poisoning. No! I think I've only had food poisoning twice. Once when I was a kid, and once as an adult. And both of them were not from my own food, funnily enough. So I have not I've not hit the found out about fucking around with out-of-date stuff too much. The kid one I ended up throwing up in a Pizza Hut. And the adult one, I forget what it was that I ate. It was something someone brought in to work for like a buffet thing. Okay, so we have all the weapons equipped. I love the music here. I'm enjoying listening to it. That's why I don't mind messing around with the merchants. It's very poppy. You only had it twice too. One from chicken from a birthday party for a friend and a sushi place. At a sushi place, and the other just told about. Ah, yeah, the fish. I might step outside and actually do a little bit of grinding for money. Just so we can get better armor. We have plenty of monomates. I'm going to get rid of a couple of these antidotes. They're super cheap to buy back, and I think we're not going to need more than 3. So Titan Mail and Titan Helm. We could get a Titan Helm. We can't get the Titan Mail yet. So we need... On can't actually equip the Titan Mail. So we need about 1,100 for Chaz in a list. So that's going to be 2,240. This is one of the few reasons you prefer raw fish to cooked fish and chicken. I can understand that. Once you've had a bad situation with some food, it can be... Hoi! Go and grab you. Yes. Okay, Chaz, go ahead and equip the Titan Helm. Then we will go ahead and sell stuff. I think that puts him almost at the point of being at the same defense as Rune. Tin equipment for whenever bronze seems too advanced for you. I know what they mean on this one. It's Titan, but it's titanium. But it's just like, damn. Okay, so we just need to get up to about 1,200. And Chaz, I think... Yeah, now matches Rune, so they can actually change the order there. So it's Rune, Chaz, Alyss, and then Han. Yes, Alyss is moving to the back lines. Still gonna do decent damage. Because she is a beast. But yeah, Rune's not gonna really ever get up high in physical damage. But we'll do fine with everybody else. He's going to start just using magic pretty much every single fight. As we get a little bit further in. I think we get him back after the unfortunate event as well. Yep, Rune is a spellcaster. But they're also way higher level than us, so Rune gets to just be everything at the moment. Rune is OP. So is Alyss for a good chunk of this. Because she's doing AoE damage equal to our normal damage for a lot of them. Yeah, more HP than our tank. I think we do get... I think Grizz might have more HP than him. Or close to it. Only did the Phantasy Star Online, you want to say it was called, but you can't remember. If it was 3D, it was Phantasy Star Online. Yeah, pretty much all the 3D entries have been PSOs. I don't know if was there a universe one? Yeah, online was... I think the first one was on Saturn. And then the PSO 2 is the one that's Phantasy Star Online right now, if I remember correctly. Universe is PS2 and PSP? Okay. I didn't play a lot of those. I played the most recent online version of Phantasy Star. The MMO one was immediately turned off by all the, like, cash shop stuff, like, right in your face as you launch the game. Played a bit of it. The actual gameplay was fine. It's just, I hate being, like, marketplaced as soon as I get in there. Online was Dreamcast, PC, and GameCube. Oh, that one was a... I haven't played the game... I didn't even know the GameCube one existed. Why did the... I was just I went over and looked at the chat for YouTube, and for some reason, a message appeared for like a fraction of a second and then disappeared, and I don't know. I didn't even get a chance to read who it was from. That was very odd, especially considering I have live chat, which should show me everything. You played Universe and you just remember watching a Let's Play of it and realizing how much you suck. Ouch. I feel that whenever I go back and look at, like, even my old Let's Plays on the main channel. Those are unlisted. They're still available and the playlists are still up if you actually want to watch, like, my really old, really shitty Let's Plays. They're still available on the main channel. It's just they're playlist only. They are not public. They are unlisted. So you can only access them through a playlist. That the playlist itself is public. But things like Mech Commander 2's on there. I need to replay Mech Commander 2, but I don't know if I'm going to stream it because it crashes so freaking often. You still go back to stupid builds because they're stupid builds. I love stupid builds. I love trying to make something work that shouldn't. That is, I don't know what it is about it, but there is something about, okay, I have this build that makes no sense whatsoever. Can I beat hell with it? And I don't mean like, oh, I'm using silly random summon alongside this really strong build. No, I mean, absolutely should not freaking work. Like punch source through hell, which is actually possible, by the way. Punch source through hell difficulty is 100% possible in D2. It's a pain in the ass. And you can't do it without armor or anything, but... Well, you could, but it'd just be painful. Sometimes you also get a stupid build idea and try all your power to make it work. Yeah, there's something fun about it. It is cathartic to realize that either A, you know the mechanics well enough to beat the game that way, or B, that the game is actually designed and balanced in such a way that it makes it reasonable for you to go through even if you don't know those mechanics. I'm trying to think if there was a stupid build that I came up with that didn't work. Because there's things like the Pacifist Paladin. I had to actually call that playthrough like 97% Pacifist or something like that, or 99% Pacifist, because I had to go non-Pacifist on DeSace. Because I wasn't about to sit there and re-roll him a million freaking times. Or bait him out. Stupid deaths and horrible histories. Oh, man. I need to go rewatch that. It's been a long time since I've watched Horrible Histories. Although, what's in my mind now is dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. In my off-key attempt at singing it. It makes me happy. Oh, we're about to have another ad, so I guess we'll grind through to the end of the ad, and then we'll buy whatever we can buy with that. Philosopher and academic. Oh, God. I actually do not know. Well, I would probably list it my time doing YouTube full-time on a resume differently depending on what I'm applying for. Is it a public relations position? Is it an editing position? Is it a writing position? Ideally, I could just do YouTube the rest of my life, but I know that's not really a reliable thing. That's not something you can actually lean into. So I am trying to rebuild and maintain skills like programming and stuff like that. You're more of an Aztec priest yourself. Dang it. Pachacuti. I need to make some animated emojis. That is something that I do not have skills in. I love Care's emojis, by the way. For anyone who's wondering, I'm pretty sure that's a Care emoji. Yeah, that's Care. Care has great emojis. So if you're going to use like a Prime sub on somebody just for emojis, definitely a good one. I use the duck one was probably my, if I remember my recap, I think Care's duck one was my most used emoji from 2024. Or was it 2025? One of the last 2 years that the duck one was my like hands down most used emoji for the entire year. If that tells you anything. The one with the little hat. I did use a decent amount of the emoji that shall not be named. Yeah, the last one that you did. I also did the marching one quite a bit, but the one on the right was the most used. I don't think anyone wants to hear me try to sing any of these things. I didn't use a lot of the in the water one, sadly. I think the in the water one is relatively... Is it new or is it like a higher tier one for a while or something? I don't remember which. Yeah, my emojis right now kind of suck. I've got Sus Choco and the heart one that actually get used. Sometimes the strong bod sponge pants gets used as well. No, strong bod sponge panat. There we go. If I remember exactly how we used it, that was it's a very like inside meme thing that isn't hard to explain. It's just from a game of that game where you design the shirts. Yeah. I love his little black and white one. There is something I love the professionally made and like professional looking ones as well. There is a consistent usability for them, but there is something about some of like this is handmade, just like from the heart or from the I dare ya in that one's case kind of situation that just makes it have a personality to it that is so much better than just like very corporate looking at this point emojis. There are a number of people that I would describe as like, you got this out of a tin. And I don't feel that about Cares, and I don't feel that about... There's a few people I follow who I don't feel that about. And it makes me more likely to use the emojis. Maybe I should do an emoji drawing stream one of these days. If I do, I have decided that for TTRPG stuff, I will probably branch it off to another channel. Whereas for art and gaming stuff, I'll probably keep it on this one, because this is my personal channel. Whereas if I'm doing TTRPG stuff, it's going to be, there's a group of people involved in this channel. Sponge Panats. That was, funnily enough, the one that was used the most last year. But before that, it was the heart one. On a side note, Rodrigo Borgia was Pope Alexander VI, and Caesar was his son, allegedly hosting a banquet of 50 female courtesans, apparently naked, crawling around on the ground and picking up chestnuts. This is a disputed account, just a reminder that the bourgeois and what surrounds them is wild. At least I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. There are a number of words that I have only ever read and never said. I'm sure that's true for a lot of people, though. It's Spanish. That doesn't help me. Borgias, and Caesar was used for all portraits of Jesus. Oh, God. Okay, so let's see. Since we're grinding through, we're looking okay on life, right? Yeah, since we're grinding through the ad, we'll actually have enough to get both armors. In that period, yeah. It's insane, but there you go. I do find the origins of, like, white Jesus hilarious. If American Christians knew. It would appall several of them, several denominations, and I find that hilarious. There. Oh. Yeah. Should have been able to pronounce that. For some reason I was reading that differently than it was processing. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I have to admit I will mispronounce because I literally have never said them out loud. I was not, even whenever I was a kid, I used to much prefer reading just quietly. I still remember, I was told this story. I don't remember this story firsthand. I was told that I used to get griped at for playing with my cars and not making noises, if that tells you anything. I wasn't a vroom vroom or kind of kid. Smash, bang, pow. I played with my toys quietly. Unless the toys themselves made noises. Not sure what that's an indicator of, or if it was just because I prefer the quiet. One day the pit will be full. One day that will link into a script. I had to turn it off for a little while. The actual, like, going into a database thing. I need to turn it back on. But I was tracking how many points were in the pit. You don't know this story either, but you've been told you would go to a family restaurant when you were 6 years old, and ask the waiters if there was a place you could play where you wouldn't be in the way, and then you would play quietly there. Aw. Coding script, but close, yeah. Before the hard drive died that all the data was on, I actually had numbers for how much everybody had put into the pit. Also, how often people had used lurk and all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, that was lost because I didn't have a backup. And I forget how many times you can do that before it reaches the cap for Twitch. It's in the millions before it caps. So, but it's kind of like folding a piece of paper in half. It reaches it surprisingly quick. Yeah, even the backseat gaming log. Although the backseat gaming one, I don't know if I'm going to track again. Okay, we've got more things to buy in the armor store. Let's go ahead and buy the Titan Mells. Lost to history. I have considered doing VT voice to text, but if I do that, I think I might actually make it where it pops up and I read it myself. That way I don't have anything objectionable going through, because it's very easy to, even with cleaning the text, it's very easy to get crappy stuff to go through. You must defeat the evil lord. Must I? I'm gonna join his side. I mean, we're not gonna be far off of that whenever we finally get back to Baldur's Gate 3 with Gablin. Yeah, text-to-speech is usually annoying, especially whenever it's a robot voice. At least whenever it's text to me saying it, I can be like, I don't want to read that, and be like, nope. And I can keep it from being interrupting as well. I would, even if I did text-to-speech, it's one of those where I know how to do it, and I can set it up to where it just reads it when I press a button rather than as soon as it comes in. I hate the ones that come in and like interrupt the streamer and stuff like that. That pisses me off. Quote, Kagdar's Wisdom Ball in Hearthstone. I need to go back and play that some more. I heard that it's kind of gone downhill, though. SAO abridged. Sword Art Online. Not going to surprise people to realize that I have not actually watched a lot of Sword Art. I think they did make some games, too, and I haven't played those. Titan Mells, yes. We're doing Attack on Titan. It's bizarre, so of course it's gone downhill. Oh, it's Blizzard, sorry. I was like, it's bizarre. Bizarre stuff goes uphill. So Chaz is at 41. And saying that makes you really sad. Yeah. Blizzard used to be good. Like way back in the day. And for a while there, they were good enough in a corporate sense where they were just streamlining things and releasing them like that. That's fine. The internal stuff was kind of shit, but it's one of those things that, yeah. Square might trip and fall soon enough. They're running out of steam. Square's already been stumbling as well. It's kind of like the early days of Blizzard going downhill. But Blizzard, their initial like starting of rolling downhill wasn't even their fault. That was Vivendi, and then it's just been accelerating. ST2 was great, in my opinion. I haven't beaten the campaign, but I enjoyed playing it, so therefore it's a good game. But yeah, part of what is causing problems for Square is investors trying to maximize profits rather than make good games. But I like Square's stuff. I like a lot of their like spin-offs, like Tokyo RPG Factory and stuff like that do good things. Square's mainline stuff just hasn't really been doing it for me lately, though. Heart of the Swarm was meh, and Epilogue was shooting itself in the foot. I know a few people who love Heart of the Swarm, but if Gablin and I were actually having this discussion recently, what if I just took over Blizzard tomorrow? What would I do with it? I hate to say it, but I would probably go the Games Workshop route. I would start looking for other companies to license out the 3 big Blizzard franchises to, which is StarCraft, Warcraft, and Diablo. As far as freaking Overwatch, I don't give a shit. But I know that's kind of harsh, and that's going to get flack from a few people I know. But as far as Warcraft, StarCraft, and Diablo, I would totally be looking at things like maybe trying to get Larian to do a licensed CRPG of Diablo or a CRPG of Warcraft. I don't think it would work for StarCraft. I think StarCraft would be better as reviving their first-person shooter thing with Ghost and stuff like that. Or even third-person stuff. They won't do that since last time they tried it went bad. Look at SC Insurrection. I don't remember Insurrection. So that's probably a good indicator as to how impactful it was. They don't like Heart of the Swarm. They like the aesthetic of their main heroine. Aw, my brother fought valiantly. He just wasn't a match for Zio. My mom and dad both died. My brother and I barely escaped with our lives. Arg. Arg! I never really noticed how much, like, he looks like an edgy teen with a beak. It's a BioWare MMO StarCraft? Oh. I'm the information monger, Grandfather Doran. What exactly do you want to ask? Is it about the secret of refining titanium? Yes, I see. It is referred to as a secret, and it really is a secret. No. You want to know why the path to this village is blocked by a rock? Yes. In preparation for a possible assault by Zio, we've closed ourselves off. The worst part, a StarCraft MMO feels like it could work. Yeah, it kind of does. Although, with the current state of things in the MMO space, I'm not sure I would actually want to invest in an MMO. As far as, like, getting one from the ground up. Economy as it is with the... You're the first to get dragooned. But... going full Phoenix and horrible pathfinding. Oh no. But as far as going into the MMO space right now, it can potentially be a massive income for a company. But the risk on it and the infrastructure needed for it, especially if you're going like third party to handle the infrastructure like AWS, you have to gouge the crap out of everyone for it to actually make it viable long term. So it's either a monthly sub or a microtransaction, or sometimes both. If you're gonna go that route, you might as well just go mobile it then. So if your StarCraft 1 book and not even half of each race faction has been seen in the series yet, yeah. Then do you want the measurements of that famous and beautiful hunter, Alyssa Brangwyn? Also known as the 8-stroke warrior? Yes. Now you're talking. Starting from the top, 36, 20, smack. They literally made a sprite just for that. They made a sprite just for that. Shall not contain me, walks in circles for hours. Hey, pathfinding. What are you doing? How dare you strike me without warning? Huh? Yice! Alyssa Brangwyn! You blabbing old fart! Do you tell every single fool who comes here my measurements? Oh, help me! Ah, Rune, it's you, Rune. Please help me! You don't change, do you, old man? Please excuse him, will you, Alyssa? The old man doesn't have any bad intentions. I mean, where did he get your measurements from to begin with? Zergar, a whole mess. The old man doesn't have any bad intentions. That's why I put up with it. Grandfather Doran, I came to retrieve the item I entrusted in your care. Also, these people are looking for Alschlein. If what you want is Alschlein, feel free to take whatever you need. It's in the back of the basement warehouse out back. Go help yourselves. Oh, wait. That place is unused right now, so it may be a teensy bit dangerous. Grizz, will you guide these people? My pleasure. My name is Grizz. Nice to meet you. We meet again, my mortal enemy, Stairs. Stairs are my mortal enemy. I am a klutz. Well, I have some business with Grandfather Doran here, so I'll say so long. And yeah, Pipsqueak, don't get any silly thoughts, like taking on Zio into that little head. At this stage of the game, you're no match for him. Maybe our paths will cross again. Take care. Me taking on Zio? Thanks, Rune. I always felt that felt very fourth wall breaky, by the way. The whole, you're at this stage of the game thing. If I was a dragoon going downstairs, I'm not sure how many people have seen the meme video of the dog that just kind of like squats and then like keeps whacking itself on the stairs as it goes all the way down. Would probably be about my level of coordination. I'm not a huge fan of stairs. Goliath Online. Are you our daddy? What? No, that's Warcraft. Never mind. A chip on his shoulder. And some fish, too. Okay, so what do you have equipped, Grizz? Titan, 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 Titan. And I don't know if he has better defense than us. 36, 41, 37. So Grizz, gonna be Chaz, Alyss, Grizz, and then Han. Need a match? Got a match? Your face, my ass. Their eyes creep me out. For hire. Mean. For Nerzol. Nerzol. I cannot remember how they say that one. I remember the giant metal hand in the sky thing, though. Nerzul. Oh, the Acolyte. Okay. Just hold here like so, and then 1, 2, 3, lift. Let's go in. Let's try not to die, you guys. I'm saving before I go in. Abs? No, I don't have any. I have abs. They're just hidden inside my keg. As I posted over on Blue Sky, I'm not fat. I'm poison resistant and high in inertial density. The one I just remember blasting your ears is this: state the nature of your medical emergency. This is one thing, I don't know if anybody else has this issue as they've been getting older. For me, for some weird reason, the timeline has gotten funky, like mentally, where it's like, did this really come out after that? Because I'll like get freaking the fact that Deep Space Nine and Next Generation were running parallel screws with my brain. The fact that, because I remember, for some reason, my brain is like, okay, I know they had the overlap, but for some reason I was thinking like, oh, Deep Space Nine must have been after it, because it was so much more advanced, and a huge chunk of it was written after Roddenberry died. But no, they were parallel. If it has Garrick, it's good. I love Deep Space Nine. The first few seasons, definitely Roddenberry styled, where it is each episode stands alone. I liked whenever it became more of a space opera. And I know that's not most people. Actually, I don't know if most people agree or not. A lot of people don't agree with that. But it is one of those things like, I absolutely... Jesus, Han. Why are you always getting targeted by the damn frog? Didn't Garrick's actor pass away, though, sadly? If I remember correctly. Which is kind of sad. I know that the guy who did Odo passed. Grizz, you are so slow. My God, man. Yeah, I loved Deep Space Nine. I also like Babylon 5. So maybe I'm just a space opera enjoyer. Ow. Yeah, Han just can't tank shit. A show you wanted to watch was Farscape. I don't know if it's still on there. Internet Archive. Last I checked, it was still on Internet Archive. But that's about all I'm going to say on that one. I know getting it on normal streaming services is a nightmare. Because a lot of them will say, oh, we have it, and then they don't. Like 2 weeks later. I don't know what's up with like the licensing for it, but it's just all over the place. It's hard to watch. As in like physically hard to find where to watch it. Let's see. Thankfully the enemies here are not too awful unless we get hit on Han a lot. Which are hugely contained in scenes with two characters in a small room and still leave such an impact, yeah. There's a lot of like really good actors in Deep Space Nine as well. Babylon 5, there's a few actors that I've seen other places, but for the most part, I don't remember seeing too many of them get outside of their roles there. Or if they did, they're just not as recognizable. Speaking of that, the weirdest experience you had with streaming was when you watched Crunchyroll with a friend and the show you were watching got pulled out of the service mid-watch on an episode. I have had that happen once. I'm trying to remember the series it was on. It was on Tubi, though. Usually they're pretty good about announcing that they're going to be taking ones off, but I don't remember it being a thing there. YouTube I've had that issue with as well, because they have the watch for free or watch with ads ones, and those get cycled out like over a course of like 2 weeks, and most of them, if you're watching at the end of the month, you can sometimes run into that more often, but Maritza, for those that forget, is a character that seems to either be a humble cleric or the butcher of one of the Bajoran homeworlds, and all his scenes were this flailing about revel in villainy, and it's a beautiful case for what justice is and isn't. Ah. It's the kind of heavy-set Cardassian, if I remember correctly, that was actually kind of at the root of that kind of stuff. Okay, so 36 there. We don't need healing on anyone else yet. I think I remember the episode you're talking about. I think that show dated back to when they were a fan sub site, and you and you're watching the show made them realize they should not have that show in their library anymore. Ugh. I don't know if sites nowadays would track it that closely anymore. Not on a human accessible level, at least. That episode of Deep Space Nine and this one's Next Generation, the one where they have to debate whether it is up to the Federation whether they can disassemble data to try and reproduce them. Those two episodes are really good from a kind of like moral reflection perspective. And I do enjoy pointing both of them out. I don't remember the name of the Star Trek one, of the Next Generation one. But I think it's Measure of a Man or something like that. I could be misremembering. But yeah, that's one thing that I really do get the love for, the like original Star Trek, the OG one. It was quirky, it was fun, there was progressive ideals in it. But Next Generation and Deep Space Nine, Next Generation to a limited extent, Deep Space Nine to a major extent, really pushed those lines. The episode where they're over the ethical nature of letting the doctor, I'm forgetting his name, practice medicine under Starfleet was another good one. Do I need to heal Grizz? No, not quite yet. Probably a couple more hits and I will. We might have to sell more antidotes. We're getting a little bit engorged with them. Ta-da! Ouch. Ouch! Ouch! Okay, we're gonna have to heal Chaz after this. I remember this being so much more difficult when I was a kid. Of course, when I was a kid, I also didn't like losing any health. As an adult, I still don't like losing units in strategy RPGs, though. So let's go with Han again. Oh, I keep going to skill instead of tech. There we go. So I'm going to go for Chaz. I don't think we need it on anybody else yet. Sorry for the fanboying. There is no problem with fanboying. As long as people are fanboying over something that is actually not negative, I am fine with it. I hate that I have to qualify that, though, as not negative. I have had very rarely, and they usually end up doing something to get their asses banned soon after. But I have literally had people come in and fanboy over, like, essentially alt-right propaganda is probably the nicest way I can phrase it. It's like, nah, we don't do that here. So I end up having to qualify, I don't mind fanboying over positive things. I go by the don't yuck my yum standard. For those of you that are curious about something I could fanboy over. I still love that Zafrank video. Glad you did not feel too much about your feeling about what happened. Zerg is not persecution of a real people. So you can talk shit about the Zerg all you want. Because it doesn't hurt anybody to be like, I don't like what happened to the Zerg. That is perfectly fine. I think most people will be able to identify what I'm intending. Oh God, with that. That made me nervous when I saw that 37 pop up. Hey, Han, go ahead and res yourself. And yes, we are going after all the treasure. Oh, crap. This is less good. I think Doran is a debuff. Unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, it's a debuff. Aro Tassadar. Well, I think Anti is antidote. What? I don't remember what Galoon is a debuff as well. So the only one you have that is offensive is freaking Watt. Technically ice damage, despite being called Watt. Those guys are painful when they get their crits. Okay, we should be able to kill them this time. Oh, I didn't mean to defend on you. Why? Thank you for the hydrate. I will go ahead and do that real quick. I have my 3 drinks available. Although now I'm down to 2 drinks. I've done finished my coffee. That was a rough fight. I'm going to go ahead and use an antidote. Ooze. Chaz. Do I need a big heal on anybody? Not yet. Should lay down for a bit. Understandable. Hopefully you have a good lay down. If I remember correctly, there are combos we can use. Does this actually tell me the combos? No. Let's see. Phantasy Star techniques combinations. There we go. Oh, it's on GameFAQs as well. Okay. Watt and Zan forming blizzard that powerfully damages your foes. So we can combine that stuff to be pretty decent. We learned Ryuka. Ryuken! That's an entirely different discussion. Alice, Han, and Chaz at the end even to the end. The Tri-Blaster is kind of fun. Source of so many urban legends. I don't mind game facts, but there is a lot of... I go for the older stuff rather than the newer stuff. Newer stuff... There's a lot of trolling that goes on there. Let's go with... No, we're fine still. Could do some macros. Go for Watt. I think it's Watt and Zan. That'll be you. We don't have Foy and Zan at the moment, but it does a Firestorm. We'll do that and just have them attack. Your mood is just severely dampened after some twit flew into a rage for you not wanting to give them free shit in Final Fantasy XIV. It was so nice to get it, come in, get excited, and then get the adrenaline come down. Yeah, the post... I'm not a fan of, like, the adrenaline high. I've had it plenty of times, thanks to a number of reasons, but it always just stresses my body so much. I don't want to do anything for the rest of the day kind of situation, which is not a good feeling. So I'm sorry that you had to deal with that. Yeah, you can come along there, Grizz. Arbitrarily saying stuff, we're going to be fighting Zio. Happened yesterday, and then they show up again today, like bygones are bygones because 12 hours pass. Ugh. I mean, it has kind of stopped. I don't know if he just got finally shut down completely by YouTube or a number of platforms, or if he's just lurking in the sidelines now. But there was a guy who was, I'm fairly certain he set up a script to do it, dropping dislikes on any videos I released on the main channel or on Let's Play Everything. Because, get this, all because I prefer the old Tactics Ogres over the new Tactics Ogres because they give you more freedom. It's like, what? And yeah, he was doing that for a good month and a half. Which is not to diminish the severity of psychopathy. It is borderline. It is extremely unhinged to be so fascinated with being a complete dick for that period of time. For me, it's comical because all it does is whenever I release a video, oh no, I see dislike bars on my thing. I've been doing YouTube in one form or another for over a decade. I know how the system works. It doesn't matter if you fucking dislike it, especially since we're off of the raw engagement formulas. We have been for several years now. Someone tried to appeal to your vanity, then appealed to pity, and then claimed to emotionally damage. Oh, God. I hate it when people do that. That is... I'm sorry that you went through that. 3 stages of manipulative appeal in less than 4 sentences. Ouch. Nah, it's... There... I think that, to an extent, the perceived anonymity of the internet makes people feel more bold to do stuff like that. Which... I don't think people realize how easy it is to track information, especially if you have any data to work with. So the anonymity just isn't there, first of all. And second of all, you still have to interact with these people. They are on the same platform as you, and it sounds like in your case, they're still like in a sphere where they have to interact with you. So why do this to somebody? It's like, why? No offense, but as a gay man, women online trying to appeal to your better nature and such really does not work. I admittedly over the years have had a few women do but wouldn't you help me? No. Even before I came out as being demi, it doesn't work 90% of the time, and it didn't work on me for sure. It's just like one of those things that, okay. And that's probably why you're one of the first people to put the foot down on some people's actions. Yeah. When people think that they have a way to exploit you, and they're a person who is willing to exploit people, they will... Yeah. And it probably does work on people who are driven by, hate to say it, delusions. Because let's be frank, 90% of the people who are trying to get you to buy stuff online through gendered appeals are not people that will pay any attention to you at all. Unless you have something they want. That's actually, speaking of like odd behavior by people, this one was actually a guy trying to interact with a female viewer. But that's actually why a certain someone is banned from all the chats. It turns out, and I don't know how many people they ended up chasing off, but someone sent me pictures of the DMs that they were sending out to people, and I'm like, nah, fuck off. You're gone. Both the person who sent it to me and the person who's banned are gone from the community for a while now. She left because she hasn't streamed in years now. But he was gone the day of, and she came through for, I think, 2 more games, and then just kind of went off and did something else. No, this was, God, a few years ago. This was back whenever I was streaming Diablo 2 regularly. But no, he tried to contact me through Patreon, and he tried to contact me through... crap, what was the other one? He didn't try and contact me through Twitter. He tried to contact me through Patreon, and he tried to contact me through one other avenue. I want to say it was Instagram, to ask why he was banned. And no, I'm not playing that game. You harass people in my chat, you're gone. Period. He had been someone watching the channel for, I want to say, 3 years at that point. Because hate to break it to you, I may not remember what everyone wants to be called, but chances are, if you've sent chat messages, I'll recognize your fucking name. And I will remember when you started chatting, even if it's not precise down to the day. You never played Diablo 2, and now you're afraid to play it since you played a game that clearly got inspired and improved upon the Diablo 2 model. Which game did you pick up? Diablo 2 is still fun. I still enjoy Diablo 2. Oh, no information from them still? Okay. He will exact revenge. Titan Quest, Grim Dawn. I don't think those are going to ruin Diablo 2 for you. Diablo 2 is... I would say it's closer to the OG Titan Quest. But Grim Dawn is much more leaning more towards like Path of Exile style. Diablo 2 is one of those that is... I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. But it is absolutely one of those games that is OG action RPG, if that makes sense. Diablo 2 is just delving back into a bygone era. In your opinion, there are mods that can uplift it a bit to modern levels? Yeah. I still prefer Resurrected, but if you're going to go for mods, I would go with probably OG LOD. That way you can get mods like Project Diablo 2, Mednafen, Path of Diablo, stuff like that, if you wanted to have more stuff in it. Whereas for Diablo 2 Resurrected, there's a couple mods that are good for like expanding the content and taking advantage of the mechanics of it, but not as many. But yeah, Diablo 2, I would say, is more in the realm of classic games. It's not going to be hurt too much by playing newer ones. It's almost a different genre. It's kind of like playing Final Fantasy X versus playing Final Fantasy 16. Whenever you're talking that versus, say, Grim Dawn. There's just so much different about it that they don't feel like the same genre to me. You still like rabies with your buddy who plays Necro Summoner? Fun. I should do a rabies build on stream at some point. Don't know if I'm going to. I am split on Diablo coverage. On one hand, I know it will do great on the main channel, and I know that if I stream it, we'll probably get double-digit viewers and stuff like that. And I know that most of the community is actually really awesome people and really fun to engage with. But once I got to a certain size in the community, the kind of shitty people started coming out, and it kind of sucked a lot of the fun out of it for me. I know that's true if you're doing like internet things in general. You're going to have shitty people showing up regardless. But it's like, my guys, I am progressive. I am open about being progressive. If you're attacking people for their gender preference, sexual orientation, or anything like that in my chat, get the fuck lost. But that started coming up more and more as I started attracting the wider Diablo 2 audience. And there's a number of creators in the space that I will refuse to work with because of that. Like, straight up, I will refuse to work with them. And the why are you not doing it like this, backseating, and giving incorrect information is hilarious. That's going to happen regardless, so that doesn't bother me that. But that... I'm not afraid to go into the TTRPG community, even though it's kind of split the same way as the Diablo community. But that's because both sides of the TTRPG community are extremely vocal. The more progressive side of the Diablo 2 community is not. They're not as vocal. Whereas in the TTRPG community, you literally have people who are willing to stand up to like the less I'm a neckbeard ideals. You gave you some 2 through the times, but you try to research first and let you know you're looking it up. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. And there's nothing wrong with getting wrong information. This happens to everybody. I just find it hilarious whenever there's people like doubling down on stuff, claiming that, yeah, you can get this item. No, you physically cannot. It's literally coded, so you cannot. Like, back in the Diablo 2 days, you could get scepters with Holy Shield on it, but it would be, you'd have to go through a triple fail, basically. It would have to roll that 3 times in a row. and then it would put it on there. It's super uncommon, super rare. Same for a lot of barbarian skills on their helmets. I still, to this day, I think I ended up having to block him, though, as he was getting harassy on other videos. But there was somebody who was upset that I pointed out that, no, you cannot get +3 Wake of Fire on something with, I think they had Death Sentry on it. You can't get those together on claws. As long as you're able to admit you're wrong, there's nothing about being wrong. That's true. And I'm guilty of being stubborn and digging my heels in about opinions. And I've even come out and said, oh, I guess I was wrong on this. Let's fix that in some videos. But whenever it comes to opinions, whether you like pineapple on pizza or not, there is no right or wrong answer, even though I joke about it. I personally don't like it, but I also don't like pineapple with ham not on pizza. I just don't like pineapple with my meat. I love pineapple, I love meat. I just don't like them combined. This is a throwback. I've been having the itch to play this for months, so I decided not to do a poll. How's it going, Locke? But I'm not going to begrudge people that any more than I'm going to let people begrudge me for liking black olives on pizza. I love black olives. And every few months, whenever if I put in an order for pizza or something like that, and they do it wrong whenever I ask for extra olives, that's usually why I'll post that post on, like, usually it's Blue Sky nowadays, about if someone asks for extra olives, jalapenos, or pickles, they're not asking for 1 or 2 more. They're not asking for 50% more. They're asking for, I want this to be a fucking war crime amount more. I want you to put enough on there that it will be remembered for generations. It will be a war crime. I want enough on there. I want a spiteful amount on there. Pretend that I am someone who hates this topping, and you have a personal, deep-seated, gut-fueled vendetta against them. Put that many on there. When I put extra olives on my pizza at home, I get sliced olives in a can, and I get the big can of them. I will sometimes open 2 cans. Those types of opinions are fine. And I should do a save state here. There we go. Hey, Flair. Memories of your trudge back through Phantasy Star 1 a while back? Should play Phantasy Star 1. Thing is, I hate that type of dungeon crawling. Okay, hate is a strong word for it. I have a distaste for it because, like, half the games I've had that type of dungeon crawling in have just ended up into being nonsensical grind fests. I don't do extra mushroom, but that is a health issue. But extra mushroom does fit on that list. Today was oh no, it's scrolling away. Let me scroll back up real quick. Today was a good day, but a bit expensive. You went out. Morna got a bunch of art supplies. Ooh, art supplies! And a miniature. Hey! Junior got 2 new games. Got yourself some new headphones that actually fit your head and ears without pain. Oh, Vietnamese for lunch. There's not too many good Vietnamese places here. You only played Phantasy Star 2. The local video rental had it. This is, from the little bit I've played of each of the other Phantasy Stars, this is still my favorite. This one got me hooked. Got a VR headset, and as an RPG guy, you don't even know what game to consider to take. I cannot do VR usually, but if I were to get a VR headset, the only thing I would probably want to get is Beat Saber. Because that looks like fun exercise to me. But yeah, this I got hooked on Phantasy Star through Sega Channel. I played this all the way through on Sega Channel. We played the Sega Ages version on Switch. It has the classic mode and a rebalance mode. Both modes include mapping systems for them. This is the OG Genesis version. Yeah. Although I will get nauseous. So something like Beat Saber works good for me because I could do that for like 10-15 minutes and not feel like I'm going to die. But something like if I were to play a full-on, like, I think it's Half-Life Alyx is the name of it, the Half-Life one, I would be dying inside. And why is my microphone peeking out all of a sudden? Hopefully it's not sounding awful to you guys. I'll probably adjust it off camera because for some reason I think it's set back up to like an odd, god-awful volume level or something. Yeah, it's kind of like with the Wii. But I have simulator sickness, so I can't actually do that. I love these cutscenes. Thank you for the Prime sub. Oh, why, it's you, Han! By golly, this is some place! There's just tons of relics from an earlier civilization all over the place. You've come at the right time. You too. And yes, I will be, like I said earlier, talking like Shatner. Professor Holt, this is no time for that kind of thing. Do you know you were turned into stone by Zio? Oh, really? Well, here I am now, as good as new, so not to worry. All right, let's reopen the investigation immediately. On! You miss artwork and game, feel those are becoming rarer and rarer? Yeah. Oh, don't worry, they'll come back, but not in the way any of us want. Not in the way any of us want. Go back to the academy. Give them a report on the state of affairs here. Yes, sir. Good. We're off further into Birth Valley. I'm so sorry you didn't even say a word of thanks. Well, he's just that kind of guy. Well, I'm kind of tired after getting this job done. Let's take it easy today. Eh, Chaz? Okay, yay. But yeah, I do miss well-developed artwork in games. I do think we are going to see it make an unfortunate resurgence, but not in the way we want. I think we're going to see a lot more Gen AI stuff trying to rip this kind of stuff off. Going to return to the academy. I've got a report about what's been happening till now. What about Grizz? You talking about me? I'm going off to conquer Zio, even if that means me alone. He doesn't care if it's a rash or not. Dude, you got fleas. You come to a good break point with that one job done. Normally at this junction, we would go back to town of Ado, where the guild is located. Wow, what was that? Someone's screaming. You scream, I scream, we all scream for monsters! Are we going to get in with that creature blocking? We already killed one. Command! Not going to use up my crosscuts on this guy. I think we're fine to just beat him in the head. She might kill that in one hit. Yeah, she does. I think this is intended to show you how much stronger you've become. I scream, you scream, we all scream. Oh, I'm trying to remember the quote from frickin' Legends of Avantris. How is it now, Alyss? Well, if it's a little better now. It's a curse. It's become because we violated the sacred area that something like this is happening. A curse? I wonder what's further inside. Wow. I scream, you scream, we all scream in the terrible house fire at the family reunion. That thing reminds you of your reflection in the mirror after New Year's. I feel this. My reflection after New Year's was rather sketchy. just forgot where the Terribly family reunion takes place. I have not been to a family reunion. There's carbon, there's graphite. That's an upgrade for him, so I am going to get it. Okay, we'll equip that so we don't have to worry about remembering to do it later. We need to probably... Eventually we will end up getting him a shield. Chuckles the Clown was a gift to humankind. Depends on your definition of a gift. And carbon suit. We should probably actually buy something here as well. Steel sword. If I remember correctly, that's weaker. That's weaker. Broad axe. I don't remember if it's stronger or not. And then Titan. I think it is, but I could be wrong. When he came back in later games, it was like, look, Gideon, I don't know what to tell you. We're done with this stick. He's stuck there forever. Here, let's go ahead and check if the broad axe is better. You know what? I'm going to do... That is not what I wanted to do. There, we have a quick save there. So we're not just wasting money arbitrarily. Because it doesn't give us our stats in the shop. Broad axe is stronger. Yeah, it is. It's just straight up stronger. Let's sell it. What would I like to sell? Titanium axe. A Titan axe. But yeah, we got 3 minutes of ads coming in. So, as usual, if it'll let us leave town, I will go grind. Careful what you wish for. Careful what... I can't do his thing right now. I'd actually have to practice it. Gonna nap now. Was good running into all of you. I hope you have a good weekend. I hope you have a good weekend too, Daladon. I feel like you should actually watch Legends of Antris. You've only seen the shorts. I have only seen the shorts. I have not been able to make it through an episode. I hate to say that about it, but that is, for some reason, I can't make it through an episode. And I don't know why. It's not like it's inherently bad. It's just... The downtime is not as interesting as the downtime in other real plays for me. Not that it's bad, it's just they do a lot of faffing about. And yes, I am just wandering down. Okay, so that's an open chest. You also missed Clutzy in his only 2 appearances. Yeah, I've seen the Clutzy shorts as well. The, I don't think this is heaven. Nose crack one gets me. He's had 3 appearances? What? I know he showed up whenever Chuckles came back once, because he was like, take this clown to hell kind of thing, and I'll get you all the, whatchamacallit, all the wine you can drink or something like that. Okay, we don't want to go in there because we're currently on an ad. Yeah, the one where he died should count. I thought that and when he died was the only time he came back. Maybe I was... What's the 3rd time? Sorry if I feel like I'm quizzing you. I'm just curious. If we don't remember, we don't remember. Because he got killed by the meatball. And then he got brought back. From the pits of hell. I wonder if they'll ever do like an all-clown episode. Dive into Chuckles' past and just have the entire party be clowns. That'd be entertaining. That would actually fit their vibe a lot more. And then there's the whole Bitsy stick with Peanuts. That's stuck in my head too. Ad break's almost over. And then we can actually step up past that line. I'm not going to turn down free XP while we're waiting. You got brought back a second time where Gideon begs Chuckles to help and the other where Chuckles actually helps. Ah, okay. Can we actually save down here? Game cannot be saved here. Okay. Maybe it's too late. No! I'm not sure which clown I would hate being haunted by more, Chuckles or Klutzy. Klutzy's definitely more upbeat. This is not a sci-fi game. We're not playing a sci-fi game. What's that? We're going to die. Stop cowering. Men are such cowards. It's nothing. Sterilization treatment complete. Please follow the line on the floor. I've been sterilized. What? Well, of course we're going to go off after some treasure. I forget how rough the enemies here are. I'm not sure they're much worse than the other ones. Yeah, they do a bit of damage. No, it's not too bad. We can heal through that. Glad I have monomates on us. There's a treasure. Cure paralysis. Wow, that was worth that. It's a Sahagin. Called something else, of course, but... And he gave us the monomate to heal from. Let's go ahead and use the one down here. Use on Chaz. I do think that Grizz might be higher than us now. He is at 43. Chaz is at 42. So yeah, it's Grizz, Chaz, Alyss, then Han. It's a deep one. I thought about making the I can see the zipper joke, but... Remember back when you rented Phantasy Star, it came with a massive book and a manual, and a fold-out map that they also let us have every time you rented it. The manual is basically also a walkthrough for all the game's dungeons. Oh, that would be nice. That's one thing that I think, just in general, we forget about whenever it comes to retro games. Whenever people are playing through it like blind, they end up not realizing that, hey, guess what? These used to come with a lot of stuff. Like, Final Fantasy 1 is a huge example of it as well. It came with a world map and an item guide. Like, you knew what the items did because it said it on the thing. If I remember correctly, Phantasy Star IV should have as well. But admittedly, my first encounter with it was Sega Channel, so it didn't have that. So if I scroll down, I am going to check which way I'm supposed to be going, don't you know? That's warehouse basement. That's not where we care about. Don't care about any of those items. Okay, so the bio plant. I think we go through the west section first. Yeah, we've got to go through this way first. Then Ultima 9's What's a Paladin happened? I have not played the Ultima games. I've watched them being played. Haven't played them myself. Let's go ahead and see how well this works out. Ow. Ow. Quit it. I miss manuals and things included in boxes like nobody's business. They are... It is unfortunate how uncommon they are now. Even if you just put them digitally on the item and let you have that from like the start menu, it would be fine. You go ahead and Zan. There's just something to be said about physical or even just something you can browse through if you have questions. Oh, I didn't mean to Zan twice. No! Damn it. We're still fine, but that did use up a lot of... I needed to save that. You said earlier your StarCraft 1 instruction book was great, with insight in all the factions and sub-factions, intense lore, and more. Yep. Nowadays, it's just like, no. I think there is still a treasure in here. These guys do so much damage. The Switch version of Final Fantasy Tactics came with a job chart poster, which was nice, but only if you got it from Amazon? Most of it's retconned by Heart of the Storm, but you still like it more. Yeah, it's... Generally, if you have a first instance of a game, a lot of that lore will be retconned, but... I'm going to actually heal everybody. Res is not terribly expensive. That brings her up to 46. I don't think there's anything else further in. Yeah, I can't think of a single franchise I've played through that hasn't had some retconning happen, unfortunately. And I have a feeling I'm going to have to retcon stuff on Fractured Worlds as well. Lore-wise. Because once you have enough of that kind of floating around in one direction or another, you end up just all over the place. And there will be things that contradict each other that you have to say, well, this is the right one. One reason why I think if I'm going to do any lore books for it, I'm going to do it from a faction or a character's perspective rather than this is the absolute answer kind of thing. If that makes sense. Basically, this is Yada 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 Kingdom's official stance on what happened. This one is this character's journals explaining this kind of situation, as opposed to this is what happened. It also leaves it up more to interpretation for people running the game, which I think is a good thing. No, we don't need healing yet. Better armor is good, though. I think at a certain point in this, you do reach a point where you're just getting stuff from dungeons as opposed to buying it. It's identical to the find in the basement of the academy. It's not identical. The ones in the basement academy had red. And I think this one is stronger than the other ones. You just love the Zerg being the larva thing on a planet. Integrated multiple new species into itself. Its main goal was to find a way to integrate the Protoss into itself after learning of them being destroyed by the space mad scientists that were the Zelnaga after that essence-dependent Tyranid from a jungle planet that are slaves to Zelnaga. Okay. I misread that. I think I missed a line somewhere. But yeah, that does code them a bit more Borgish, which might be one reason why they changed it. Money is called MST. Your Yu-Gi-Oh! Melted Brain reads that as Mystical Space Typhoon. I never got super deep into Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, I've watched the show, but if you set me in front of some Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, I wouldn't know how to play. If you set me in front of some Magic cards, I'd argue rules with you for a year and a half. But that's standard Magic player. I will not play Magic the Gathering on stream ever again. 8K Mystical Space Typhoon. No, that's just the resolution of the card. It's an 8K card. Okay, so we have left that's to nothing, right that is to an elevator. Just part of the game. I don't remember my path through here. I know we want to get all the treasures because they are flat out just better than what we have. There we are. Ceramic sword, better defense, better offense. I think by the end, Chaz gets to be like one of the strongest characters in the game, if I remember correctly. Of course, he attacks that one. Look at how much more money we're getting now. Yes. Let's go with... Yeah, you're just going to be our healer. You are going to heal Grizz. So it's 30 to 40 now. They're doing a bit less damage than they were on the other path, at least. But yeah, Magic the Gathering, I will never stream that shit again. I think I streamed it for a grand total of 4 days, and I had to ban, like, 3 or 4 people. Just for, like, not just, oh, what's your deck build? Maybe this would work better. No, you need to play this. I don't have that fucking card. I can't play a card I don't own. Like, why are you this way, folks? Funnily enough, Mystical Space Typhoon is an extremely simple card that has been the subject of countless ruling arguments since it was printed, as it should be in any good TCG. Yeah, trading card games in general do have inane communities. Honestly, competitive games in general have really why are you this way type communities usually. Not the entire community, but... And you can counteract it a little bit by curating like who gets to actually comment, but I have yet to find a competitive game that didn't at least have some subset that was just like insufferably pushy. Only reason I like LOL nowadays is because, you know, I like salt on my fries. I always forget which way is treasure way and which way is not treasure way. Oh. I just realized what time it was. Okay. Hello, how are you, friend? Do I need to heal? I am going to heal Grizz. Up to max. I think everybody else is fine. Be careful, too much salt is bad for your health. Yes, it is. Professor, thank goodness you're safe! Oh, it's you, Han. You came to rescue me. Good job. Well, it seems pretty safe here. But how on earth were you able to escape on your own? Well, you see, this person here came to my rescue. Cat girl. Welcome, everybody. I'm glad to have you here. What? Who are you? My name is Rika. Pleased to meet you. Those ears, what on earth are you? And what is this place? This is the bioplant. It is a research facility for bioengineering created by 1,000-year-old civilization. This is from an ancient, advanced civilization? Yeah. Is it still operational? Oh, yes. What's more, this isn't the only one. There are many such systems that have maintained their functionality, and it's thanks to these systems which control Motavia's climate, soil, and ecology systems that the human race was able to avoid total destruction after the Great Collapse. You love listening to your friends still playing League of Legends and just endlessly raging at everything despite playing a goofy casual mode? I really, speaking of League of Legends, I wish that they would Teamfight Tactics. I wish that was a standalone installer rather than let's install gigs worth of garbage that you'll never use just to play this other game. Even though the control system is still functioning, it can barely maintain the minimal conditions for your existence. Even now, this system is starting to run out of control. Well, and does that mean the recent increase in biomonsters is coming from here? Yes, unfortunately so. If you want to know more, talk to Seed. He's over there. Let's go talk to Seed. If it tells me, if Seed tells me some crap about gardens and freaking time paradoxes and crap like that and sorceresses, I'm gonna be mad. He's right in front of you. I am Seed, the control computer for this bioplant. It's an artificial intelligence. I can't believe it. That's right, this is no exception. Check my status here. The system is beyond my control. It is continuously breeding harmful monsters. Just as I thought. If we leave each of these systems running out of control, along with the monster problem, we will have abnormal climate conditions and violent changes in the planet's surface. Otavia will be destroyed. What shall we do? Yeah, you uninstalled LOL when they announced they were forcing Vanguard into it. Ugh. I've avoided Vanguard so far. I don't plan to stop. Still remembering the thing that made you quit LOL. Playing a casual match versus bots. A player says he needs help gaining buff. Go to help him receive a call and accidentally kill a mob. The player curse, insult, and death threaten you all match. Sounds about right for League. My experience in League was not nearly as toxic as most of the stories I've read. But I think I only ever got up to like silver or something like that. And I was like, I can see where this is going. And I stopped. I never bought anything in it. I did use the free points to get Card Boy unlocked, but that was about it. But stopping the system itself will cause problems. We won't be able to maintain the ecosystem. These systems are spread out all over the place. Don't worry, all we have to do is shut down the plant, Nervous, which supplies energy to each system. That will shut them all down. First, please rescue and control the android Demi. She's the only one that can stop Nervous. What do you mean, rescue? Right now, Demi is being held hostage by a man named Zio. Damn it, Zio! Rest of the time, it was not that toxic, but that was a long time ago around the Jinx release. I don't remember who all was released. There was not as huge of a roster as there is now whenever I played. But I would have to go look up when I last played. Because I did, if I remember correctly, I made a video on it, but I think that was, God, a decade ago? Almost. Who on earth is this Zio? I myself don't know what Zio is all about, so all we have to do is rescue this Demi, right? Where is she being held hostage? She is with Zio, and the name of that castle is Zio's Fort. I'll be damned, he named it after himself. Why is it always villains that put their name all over everything? Is that by any chance beyond the quicksand of Mill? Oh, that sinister-looking castle north of Zima. Pretty long way to go, but having heard all this, we have no choice. It's been a long time since I've felt so excited, and while we're at it, why don't we get rid of that disgusting character Zio? So you will go, please take Rika with you. Who is this girl anyway? She seems curiously knowledgeable about these matters. She is my child. Are you saying that she is an artificial life form? Yep. She's a product of 1,000 years of improvement on genetic information from a prototype prior to the Great Collapse. Also given her a basic education, she will surely be a great help to you. I've always wanted to be able to see the outside world. Take care. Okay, let's get going to Zio's Fort. Because good guy who puts their name on things are usually long dead by the time a game starts. There's only one way for me to stem the outbreak of monsters. Now that I have sent into the world the fruit of 1,000 years worth of research, there are no obstacles to its execution. This is gonna be mildly heartbreaking. We're outdoors. I didn't know the sky was so blue. These flowers, they're so beautiful. How lovely. Being cooped up all this time underground, everything must be so novel. What was that? Seed! Rika, you must carry on the will of Seed. You can't look back now. I know, but it's still sad that he died. And now we have yet another character. I think we're up to our 5. She's only level 1. So she's going to level up fairly quickly. But she's already got fairly solid stats. If we remember correctly, Chaz had single-digit stats for most of his stuff. And what's her equipment? I don't remember. Flaws, graphite. Yeah, she's fine. Now, Liz has graphite and Titan mail. I am going to sell stuff real quick. Newman, always she's a spellcaster, or nope, she is, if I remember correctly, she is the strongest character in the game. If I remember correctly. I could be misremembering though. She's an extremely strong physical attacker. I know that. Because she has like a dual claw ability. But if I remember correctly, she's also part of the combo you use for like some of the strongest spells. Sadly, whenever I see Newman, my brain immediately goes to salad dressing. I know that's a dumb thing for it to go to, but that is where it goes. I'm gonna get rid of this extra monomate. I don't want to run out of space in my inventory unless absolutely necessary. And online, they are the weakest physically, but they are the strongest tech and above average. She is tech. Cure paralysis, no. We'll go ahead and get rid of it. We'll get her a couple levels real quick. I think we go to... Stop the system that's running out of control for seed's sake too. Okay, so we'll have to go around from the north. Okay, so yeah, it does actually have hints. But yeah, we'll get her a few levels. I don't know how much damage she does this early. But I know that she becomes just insanely strong. We also have Destroyed Village up here with the Comet. Nolly is not inhabitable anymore. What? You guys are inhabiting it just fine. If I remember correctly, we can go in there and do stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and duck out of here. But yeah, the lore in this has probably changed a lot online as well. So we're quick saved. Let's go ahead and duck in here. I want to see if we can actually survive the fights in here. If we can't, it's fine. But you'll see why whenever we actually kill something, why... Oh, actually, no, they shouldn't be that bad, I guess. For some reason, I remember it being tougher than this. But this is a good way to get them leveled up and get ourselves items. I don't think there's any hard locks on going places in this. Except for, like, physical, actual barriers. I don't think there's any situations where it says, oh, you can't go here, and then forces you to walk back. I could be wrong. Pretty sure Online 1 is its own continuity. That very well could be. Ceramic Shield, 1500 Meseta. I'm pretty sure we could have actually come up here straight from the starting town as well. And yes, I will need to heal Rika up as she levels up, unfortunately. See, she's already doing as much damage as us, too. Their little claws. Learn double slash. Sweet. Tech. On res Rika. And Grizz. Grizz is going to be our first over 100. Dimate, that's the better healer. And yeah, we're just coming through here for treasure. I don't think we're going to hit a point where we can't proceed. Ow. I just remember there being some tough battles in here, not just like guaranteed to one-shot you kind of stuff. There we go. That's the XP I'm talking about. Item. We're going to burn through our monomates a little bit. I don't think ceramic knife is... It is stronger. Okay. Yeah, Gris definitely is going to need almost constant healing at this point. He's got Bros and he's got Crash. You have res as well. Illusion gives dodge, if I remember correctly. Yeah, whenever a crit doesn't kill them, you know something's going to be mildly tough. At least we didn't use up our illusion doing that. And we still have the escapipe just for this. Okay, so that's the door. But yeah, the enemies on these bottom floors, gonna take a bit of work to get rid of. And I think he's gonna be able to attack before us. Oh, no, I guess not. I was expecting him to and just, like, rip us a new one. Yeah, the goal here, just treasure. Ow. Ah, ha, 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 ha. That sucks. Item. Monomate on yourself. You go ahead. You just attack. We're going to do a Zan with you. Maybe we'll actually get this to go off properly. And you do double slash on this guy? We did not get it to go off. But yeah, enemies down here. Not Warren 286, you are tough. Vortex on that guy. Just don't crit him and I think we'll be okay. But yeah, we might escapipe out, go buy a new escapipe and some healing. Whenever we get to a certain point in it. Yeah, we have monomates. Let's go ahead and tech. I think I'm going to use Chaz's res. Because Chaz doesn't use magic much anyway, so I'm at least not yet. He will later. Because he is also our escape because he has access to Hinas and Ryuka. Yeah, I forget how to navigate this place. I seem to remember it having good gear, though. You bastards. And yeah, I'm going to have to heal Han after this. He almost gets one-shot by that as well. It's kind of the scary thing. Yeah, we want to keep everybody above 50, I believe. I don't think there is anything in here that hard locks us out, though. I could be wrong. Like, I don't think there's anything that destroys this as an explorable area. Unless my memory is way foggier than I think it is. Ta-da! More levels up. We'll go with Han for a little bit. Who else needs healing? No one just yet. So yeah, we'll do another one on Grizz. It's a pretty hard security code to break, but there, we can now access main computer's memory. What's this? Look, it says that this is the spaceship that escaped from Parma 1,000 years ago. Really? But Parma exploded 1,000 years ago. Oh, you know about that? Yeah, he learned about it at the Academy. The first planet of the Algo solar system was destroyed in AW 1284 when the artificial satellite, Guerra, crashed into it. Today, the only vestige of Parma is the asteroid belt. But there were people that were able to escape. According to the records, just before the explosion, some people were able to escape. The spaceship was damaged and became trapped in orbit around Motavia. They floated around it in space until all the humans aboard died, but the computer was able to sustain itself with its self-repairing mechanisms. They all died? According to the flight chart, the orbit slowly decayed over the last 1,000 years. The ship finally crashed here. Then that means all the Parmanians perished? It's not the only ship that escaped! Yay, they can be somewhere else! Most of them either landed in Motavia or Dezolis, but it looks like some of them went right out of the Algo solar system. I can't get an accurate number, but it looks like some tens of ships. Ah, that would actually help explain how different lore in different worlds of this work. Because those ships would be kind of showing off the other areas they might have gone. At least that's a theory. A game theory. I need to stop doing that quote because I don't think he does game theory anymore, if I remember correctly. I think Matt Pat retired, didn't he? Or am I misremembering? Actually, I need them all attacking this one. Is this the one that actually hurts? I'm kind of surprised at our crit rate on this. I don't remember it being this high. Maybe we're just getting lucky, but... Grizz is at 58. 64... Or no, he's 45 defense. You're 44 defense. You're 47. He's up to 46 now. He's only level 6. And she is wrecking everybody else on stats. Okay, so that's the beginning. So we have another door on this floor to actually explore. But yeah, a lot of people either retire or they end up getting themselves into situations where they probably should have retired. Let's go ahead and do... I'm gonna go Rika for a little while. Use up some of her resources. Yeah, we had another door over here on the right. Ceramic mail. That would have been handy before. So do we take his defense up? Or do we go for Chaz and put him in the front lines? Honestly, I think we go for Chaz and put him in the front lines. I think everybody else is already on... Oh, she's already on Graphite Suit. Yeah, we'll go ahead and change the order. Chaz. We're going to do a list, then Grizz, then Rika, then Han. Constantly rearranging my party, I know. Not necessarily the best plan, but it works. So that's that floor done. It still takes a ton of damage from these guys when they crit. Making me mildly nervous. We're getting good money, though. We're going to go with Rika's still. Okay. When we start getting down into single-digit TP, I'm going to be mildly worried. But it's not the worst thing ever. Okay, so there's that elevator done. So we go this way next. Basically, I'm going as far in as I can on a single path and then going back and taking the back paths on the way back. That way we're not having to, like, wander as long into a given path. There's a giant swath in the floor. That's pretty interesting, game. I'd imagine in a speedrun you skip this until you have to come here. I know I've actually watched a speedrun on this, but it's been so long ago that I don't remember what they do. I think that's back to the entrance. Yeah, now we're strong enough that we don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. And whenever we're going through the next part, we're going to want these levels regardless. Let's see, I'm double checking the time. Because, yeah, I have to be ready to get off of here as close to noon as possible. Which we are getting close. We have about like 10 minutes. Let's go here. Let's get some rest. And in my brain, I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna regret playing this game. I don't. I am still very much loving returning to this. My nostalgia goggles were correct in my assessment. But, since we are 10 minutes away, let's go find somebody to raid. Okay, so we've actually got the quick save. I need to find a window that I can actually look up somebody to raid. Actually, since we talked about Care earlier, let's raid Care. He's playing some Anode Heart. That'll get your TCG love in your brain as well. Because Anode Heart is good for that. It's either that or Clair Obscure. The other stuff we have going on as far as the streams go are nothing like this game. So I'll raid you guys into Care and I. And I will see you guys next time. Once that kind of goes through. But have a good one, and yeah. Bye.